Was muted. What's up, everybody? How you doing this evening? Rough night last night. So I am here. I actually came this close to not wanting to do the show tonight after last night because I was just kind of in a weird space after that show ended last night. But we're going to talk football, not necessarily Raiders. Just kind of start the process of talking Super Bowl. You know, we'll talk the two teams that are involved, the two teams that get eliminated, whatever else anybody wants to talk about. Remember, this is no huddle, no excuses, no timeouts. It's not necessarily a Raiders talk show, but I know a lot of the people that are in here watching in the chat are going to be Raider fans, so obviously Raider stuff is going to come up. I understand that. We will talk it, but it's not going to be heavily focused on that. I may surprise you and do something over the weekend. So make sure your notifications are on. Hit that thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification because I may do something special. If not tomorrow, maybe late in the day on Sunday. I don't know. But I've running something through my head. So real quick, let's check and see who's here. I see Eric is here. What's up, Eric? Thank you very much for becoming a member of my channel. I appreciate you, brother. See Rorschach is here. What's going on, my guy? Sacktown Mike's in the house. Jack's in the house. Raider, Albert Sports, SF, Clint Kubiak is not interested in Arizona Cardinals job. Let's go Raiders. Yes, sir. I love that song. I could listen to that over and over and over again. So scene, guy in a bar. Guy starts to look at the door and sees this woman coming indoors to order a drink, and the man has a look on his face, and it's all because of the music, the intro. Let's see. Sacktown, the song reminds me of a barbecue late night TV talks of barbecue. How the hell is that good? You'd have to go really for me to get into it. You'd have to really go and watch it. It was the Coast to Coast show last night with myself and Nate. We had a special guest on last night, and he was giving his takes on why he thought Mendoza wasn't the answer. And the chat just went off on him and myself and Nate too. It was pretty volatile. I will say that. It definitely had its moments. There's absolutely no two ways about it. What's up, bro? What's going on, man? It got a little spicy. Kind of really spicy, actually, if you ask me. But it's funny because, like, 805's on his show right now, and he's pretty much saying the same thing that our guest said last night. And people aren't saying anything. Like, they're kind of like, oh, yeah, but, this, they're very calm about it. Last night was like claws were out, fangs were out, and, if we were all in the same studio together, everybody in the chat, like if we were in a small auditorium doing that, they would have rushed the stage by the way everybody was responding last night because they didn't see our side of it. They didn't understand what we were trying to portray. So that's where we're so divided with everything that I have my opinion, other people have their opinion. I accept their opinion. I push back a little bit and give my counteraction to it. They don't like it because I don't automatically agree with them, and all hell breaks loose. So it's uncomfortable sometimes when that shit happens because it's like, I'm just a guy up here doing what I do. I respect the chat. I talk to the chat. I interact with the chat. It just sometimes it just gets to be just a little too much. It's like, I'm not up here. This isn't my job. This isn't my full-time job. I do this because I'm passionate about the Raiders. I love the Raiders, and I want to see us succeed. And my thought process of what it's going to take for us to succeed is different than others. I get that. Again, we all have opinions. I respect your opinion. Automatically you should probably respect the other person's opinion too. Might not agree, but we're going to find some sort of common ground, So it was, yeah. Yeah, what's up, Rorschach? Yeah, it was, I've been a victim. Yeah, because I know, Mike, you're not in favor of it either. I know you're not, but I guarantee some people will treat you differently than they do other people because of who you are, just like 805. Like, I'm watching his show, and I'm seeing people not react in the same manner, even though he's saying the same damn thing that was said last night on our show. And it's like, I don't get it. It's like, what? I don't know. Whatever. What's up, Ardell? Yeah, you missed a little bit of drama last night. One-track Raider fans are the worst. I despise when Raider fans fixate on one thing and refuse to hear anything else. Like, I'm open to listen to other people's take on stuff. I have no problem with that. But when it gets to the point where, people are calling people names and saying you're stupid, who the F is this guy? What the fuck, It's like the guy asked us, he was in chat Tuesday night on the Most Notorious podcast. He was on Leo's channel, actually. And he asked, he wants to, be able to get on with me. And I had him message me on Instagram. We exchanged phone numbers, so we were texting back and forth. And I thought Thursday night would be a great time to bring him on with Nate and I, because he's kind of got the same thought process we have. And so we brought him on Thursday night. And he explained who he was, his background and everything, and everybody kind of seemed to miss that. And people were like, what national championship did he play for? He did more than most of us in the chat have ever done as far as playing college ball, coaching, and all that. So I would respect his opinion because he's been around it for a lot longer. He's been in the game longer than some of us have ever been in the football world. Just like 805. I respect what 805 has to say about the game because he played at a much higher level than I ever played. I didn't play in college. He played in college and he coached on that level too. And so did this guy. This guy went to West Virginia, went to UConn. He's been involved in other schools too. I forget some of the schools he mentioned last night because after a certain point, the show became a blur. So, but whatever. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk anymore. But I'm just going to clean my glasses because I can't see the text. It's all foggy. So, All right. Oh, there we go. That's better. I can fucking see. Let's see. Ardell, it's kind of like the whole if you don't agree with me and my politics, unfollow me because you're bad and I'm good. Exactly. And that's how I explained it to my wife today. I said it's like the left versus the right. And you see how that goes in the real world. And that was pretty much the same thing last night. That's what it felt like to me. I felt like I was getting personally attacked, and we all did. And it was like, what the fuck? Let's see. I didn't see what happened last night, but would have had your back. I know some of you would have, but was it drama? Oh, yeah, it was totally all about Mendoza. Absolutely 100% about Mendoza. Let's see. Jarrett said, Tom Pelissaro, Kubiak likes Brock Bowers a lot. Sounds to me he will take the Raiders job tomorrow, but it wouldn't be public. But there can be leaks of an agreement, just like Kellen Moore Saints. And I know you and I talked about this because we actually mentioned it last night on the show, Ja, when you were in the chat. And I said, something that John and I didn't know about until Ja found it out and shared it with me. And I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. That when Kubiak was with, was it the Saints, Ja, he was with at the time? But he wanted to draft Brock Bowers. He wanted Brock Bowers that year that Bowers came out. And obviously they didn't get him. I forget which team he was on. So that's another feather in our cap, I feel, is for us to get him, is because of his want in initial capacity to have coached him at some point. Now he gets his chance if he takes this job. Yeah, Brock was on Magic Piece. Saints had 14th. We had 13th. Correct. That's it. Yeah. Let's see. What's up, Angel? As a Bears fan, the Raiders could trade us Crosby for DJ Moore and the number 1 pick. Hey, I didn't even get into that talk last night. I'm sure if that came up, it would have been even more heated because there's the ultimate love fest with Crosby too. It's like, oh no, you can't trade him away. But there's plenty of fans that are in favor of that too. Yeah, a lot of people want Mendoza. Since I did not agree with last night MS show, I will be unsubscribing because my opinions are facts. And that's what it felt like last night. It really did. So catching some straight bullets last night was ridiculous. I'm Team Chewy on that one. Oh, what's Team Chewy? On what? On Mendoza? Let's see. So, anyway, I know this is going to end up turning into a Raiders show tonight. I can already feel it. It's not going to change anything. Yeah. I don't even know where to start tonight. I'm just in such a weird space after yesterday. But I do want to talk the games last weekend between the Broncos and the Pats and then the Rams and the Seattle Seahawks and what everybody's take is on those games, if they thought it was going to be different, who they really wanted to see in the Super Bowl versus who's there, and based on who's there, who's your favorite, odds-on favorite for it. What's up, AO? So, last week we had the Broncos visiting, New England visiting Denver, and Patriots came out on that one. They kind of squeaked out of that one, I think. Patriots kind of got a little bit lucky there because that Broncos defense was obviously no joke. It's just their offense wasn't as good. It was definitely a defensive battle. I know a lot of Raider fans don't want to see the Broncos win, and I didn't want to see them win either, but living in New England, I hate the Patriots more than anybody. I didn't want to see the Patriots win. I was kind of hoping it was going to be the Broncos and then Seattle in the Super Bowl, but it's not. It's Seattle who beat the Rams at home, which was a great game. That Rams-Seahawks game was just a shootout. That was just an awesome, awesome game. It would have been nice to see, the Broncos go there instead of the Patriots because the news around here is just driving me absolutely bonkers. Thank God the snowstorm that we had kind of took some pressure off of, because that was the big news thing around here, not as much as the Patriots going to the Super Bowl. And we got another storm coming this weekend. But I think either way, I think the Seahawks take this. I think they just match up too good all the way around on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. So, let's see what we got here. What about the Bears fan? Maybe he'll join your show. Yeah, I'll put the link up in a minute. Um, yeah, Angel, if you want to come in and talk your Bears, man, I'm going to put the link up in a minute here, and we'll get you in there. What's up, Randy? Randy, what happened to your Broncos last week, man? You let me down. You were supposed to beat those stupid Patriots from New England, man. Yeah, your defense, man. I told you, it was a defensive battle. It was a good game. If you like defenses, um, it was good. I just wish that the outcome would have been different. Let's see. Donuts was watching on my phone. Sorry if I was too negative last night. Nah, you're all right. Um, it just last night was just that was rough. I've never experienced having people just so blatantly just negative and just not even like listening to the guy. But whatever. Last week's games went the way I thought they'd go, except the Broncos game. But sure enough, Sean Payton with his giant ego, hence that's why they lost after him. Yeah, I was watching my TV. I couldn't chat on the TV. No, yeah, true. What's up, Demenis? What's up, man? Rosetown's here. What's up, Rosetown? Let's see. This Super Bowl matchup is awful. I don't think it's awful. I think it's awful because the Patriots are in it. That's what makes it awful for me, because I got to deal with these asshole Pats fans around here. But yeah, the next week, like after from this weekend on, that's all that's going to be on the news around here. We're knowing it as the Patriots this, the Patriots that. Yeah, I agree, Ardell. I was kind of hoping for a massive sinkhole on Sunday in Denver to open up and swallow both teams, and then they'd have to push the Super Bowl back another week because the Bills and the Texans would have to play for the AFC team to go to the Super Bowl against the Seattle Seahawks. That would have been absolutely beautiful, to be honest with you. That would have been a perfect ending. Seahawks will annihilate the Patriots. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, nice big sinkhole. It just opens up, and then as everything fills in, it just closes right back up, and everybody's sitting in the stands going, "What the hell just happened?" That's it. And then we have to get all new teams. That would take the Patriots forever to rebuild that team, and that would be the best spot. Broncos, who cares about the Broncos? Jeremy Fowler, Kubiak will take the Raiders job over Arizona Cardinals. Brock Bowers is a factor. I hope so, man. That'll be a thing of beauty. Because other than him, I mean, the next option for us is to another interview with LaFleur, and then possibly go back to, talk to Webb again. Maybe Webb backed out because of the fact that he already knew that Kubiak was the guy we had in mind. And if that's the case, then I could see why he would have backed out with that in mind. So there's the link. Anybody that wants to come in, preferably if somebody, a fan of another team other than the Raiders, comes in at the same time a Raider fan does, I'm sorry, but Raider fan, you're going to have to wait because I ain't going to bring that person on, especially if it's a Pats fan, Broncos, Seahawks, Rams fan. And if the Bears fan's still in the chat, by all means, come on in, man. Like the Raiders are going to get Kubiak. I hope so. I just think I think at this point now, definitely. I mean, that was most of our odds-on favorites anyway. Be curious to see what Arizona does now. Arizona is going to be one of those teams that's just going to have to take whoever really wants it. Their options are wearing thin. That's for damn sure. What is I'm going to bring up the spread here. So let's see. So the over and under next week is 45.5. That's the over and under. The spread is plus 4.5 New England. So that means what? Seahawks are favored, right? Can't be the Patriots. Accelerated it. Seahawks 92, Pats 9. That would be beautiful. Right? Am I reading that right? So if it says New England plus 4.5, that means Seattle's favorite, correct? Or am I reading that wrong? What's up, Tanner? What's going on? What's up, Alex? What's up, man? Could happen with Seattle. Yeah, but Patriots defense isn't. They're no joke either, though. They got a really good defense. I know Spillane got knocked out of the game early. I don't know what his injury status is for the Super Bowl, because that'll be interesting to see what's up with him, because it did have an impact with him not out there. That's for dang sure. Bueno, how you doing, buddy? Let's see. So why don't you guys in the chat just give me a prediction on a score? Is Drake injured? They say he is. How severe it is right now, I don't know. Let me see if I can find some injury. Dealing with injuries and illness, they're saying. So that's a fucking video. I don't want a video. I want to read it. Yeah, I don't want to read that. I mean, I don't want to play a video. Let's see if they say anything. Packers hired Sean Mannion. Eagles hired Packers QB coach Sean Mannion as their OC. Oh, wow. Buffalo Bills are saying Josh Allen had surgery, played his final 4 games with a broken foot. Wow. I can't find anything that shows an injury for him. Did anybody see the uniforms that they've got for these teams for the Super Bowl? Have you guys seen those? I think they're ugly as shit. So Hawks 34, Pats. Hang on, Ray. I'll bring it on in a second. Seahawks 41, Patriots 13, says Mike Guerrero. What's up, Mike? Tanner says 35-17 Seattle. Donut says 27-13 Seattle. Rosetown 27-17 Pats. I said it's a blowout. Tanner says I agree too. Oh my God. They have a new nickname for Mendoza. It's Fernando Lorian from the. Oh, good Lord. I'm a Sean Mannion fan. Oh, he's with the Eagles now. 21-17 Seagulls, says D Menace. Jarre to Seattle 49-10. I hate that you can't count on a good OC for more than a year these days. Yeah, well, if they're good, they get hired as a head coach. Angel says Seahawks 50, Pats 6. Damn. That's a hell of a blowout. Bueno says 32 Seahawks, Pats 24. Alex is 4. Seahawks 49, Patriots 6. I got Randy in here, so we're going to bring Randy up on stage. Everybody knows he's a Broncos fan. So, Randy, what happened last week?
What do you mean what happened? We had an inexperienced quarterback with shit play calling from our offense coordinator, whether it was Peyton or not. It was ridiculous. It was a good start, but then they kept on these play calls, left them with second and 10, third and 10, and then nothing to do. And I knew RJ Harvey, all he did was stutter step. He was dancing instead of running straight.
He does the same thing that Genty did quite a bit this season too.
Oh, really?
Into the hole. Yeah, he was doing a lot of that stutter step stuff.
Yeah, but Genty's bigger. He could pound. RJ Harvey, he hardly deked half a yard and he's stuck. So we always end up with second and 12. Your only way was a passing option.
So what happened to the defense? I thought they would have played a little rougher for you, a little better for you guys.
Well, our defense?
Yeah.
I was calling it when we had Drake May at the 8-yard line. It was 3rd and 13. They're rushing two guys. What is that? You're playing prevent defense while they're at their own 8-yard line. And you saw it was an easy play, enough time. It was a first down. That was totally ridiculous. Whether they fired the offensive coordinator, I think Vance Joseph didn't whether it was, I really don't know who's calling the defense plays in there, whether it relates to Sean Payton, because I've seen enough all year that bad play calls are sending in. You want a bit of a blitz package. I didn't say send 7 guys, but
Yeah.
just send 2 guys. What for? You pound them so you could force them to throw it away, and that's it. And all they just move the ball. Look at the third quarter. They started with 8 minutes to get a field goal because they kept on pounding, and third down was it. Whether it was Drake May running it, and that's all they did. You see, in the end, all my friends say that the only touchdown they scored was that turnover. I understand, but Stidham, he wasn't able to move him down. Whether whoever it was, whether it was Joe Lombardi who got fired, I don't know if Sean Payton's blaming on him.
I don't. Did he? I don't know if he even came out and he blamed anybody for it.
All he did was fire them.
Yeah,
All he did was fire them without saying nothing.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I bring up the. I mean, your defense definitely stepped up. I mean, because Drake May didn't have the game I was probably expected from him. I
Well,
mean, he
he
only
didn't
had
have.
shots passing. So I mean, the only thing that you guys really had a hard time with was stopping the run. I mean,
Yep, yep,
Stevenson 25 for 71 yards. Drake May ran 10 times for 65.
yeah.
Um, and I know with a quarterback, it's because the play breaks down, so the defense it's a little bit different. But when you're coming off the snap and you're shutting down the run, that's it's different. As a quarterback, all he needs is one break and he's gone. One good hole, because the play's breaking down. But I mean, you guys definitely did it in the passing game on the defensive side. I mean, he was 10 for 21 and 86 yards.
Yeah, but I don't know about all the other Bronco fans, but as a Bronco fan and watching how Stidham played, in the end, like it was totally in the end, it was only 10-7, but in the end, I don't think I wanted Stidham to go to the Super Bowl and we'd be crushed. I swear, Seahawks gonna crush the Patriots. They would have crushed the Broncos if Stidham played. If it was Bo Nix, it'd be totally different. But I've seen Drake May do nothing against Houston when they gave 4 turnovers and they were only still down by 6. They
Yeah,
did nothing. It was the defense that stopped, and that was it. At the end, they forced their hand, turnover against Downs again from Houston, and that's how they beat Houston. Drake May didn't show me nothing. They didn't show me nothing against the Broncos. And
yeah,
if I saw preseason, New England, San Fran, top 2, if not out of the top 5, who had the easiest schedule. So their record is inflated. Now, I think they would have a better chance against the Rams because their defense is suspect. They give up points. But against Seattle, I think if they play the way they play, I don't know if they're using Drake May as an injury as an excuse to get blown out, because I think they will get blown out. I, unless Drake May does something different the next week, because against Houston and Denver, he showed me nothing. He showed me he ran, but did he show any offense? They scored 10 points. 7 points was off the turnover. Three
yeah.
points was that 8-minute drive in the third quarter. After that, it snowed. It didn't help anyone. And in the
That's so
end,
man.
in
That was.
yeah,
Well, let me ask you this: what's your take? And I know a couple of people mentioned in the chat too. Bo Nix was pissed at Sean Payton for disclosing the whole ankle history injury. What's your
yeah.
take on?
Well, I don't know the way Sean Payton said it. I don't know if he meant as a joke. It didn't sound. It's like throwing him under the bus. It's like
Yeah, I
throwing
mean,
him under the bus.
I mean, I get it too. It's like, why would you disclose that about your supposed star quarterback? Why would you
And
bring that up? That's
at,
between you and the player, you know?
at the end, when he said, "If I knew he had those injuries, we wouldn't have drafted you," was he joking? Like, you're talking about a quarterback, give you all this top offense. I don't know what kind of joke you can have when you lost. I don't know. That was so stupid.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
But
You
I'm
would hope
sure.
our coaches talk about our players like that. Like if they find out that Genty's got bad ankles and they find that out now, it's like, if we would have known that, we wouldn't have drafted you.
Yeah.
Just keep that to yourself. You don't need to, because now other teams know that he's got ankle injuries. So guess what? People players are going to aim for that. They know that there's a history there.
Yeah,
He's either got weak ankles or all it's going to take is one shot and he's down again. You
because
know?
in a way, I'm hoping Denver, whether they say if they're gonna keep Davis Webb and maybe make him OC, make him send out the plays. Because if it was Sean Payton calling out the plays, uh, I, I've seen enough. Why do you think the Broncos had so many close games? I mean, a couple times it could have got beaten by Marcus Mariota, but then there were other times by Jackson Dart. Like all these quarterbacks had like high QB ratings. Okay, you're not going against Patrick Surtain, but you're going everywhere else, and all the games were fucking close and they're high scoring too. They weren't all 10-7 games.
Yeah.
Fuck, against the Giants, we had to win 30 by 60 points. It was total score or whatever. Anyways, I've seen enough Bronco games, especially this year, where teams have choices to make. Let's say I can't remember the team now, but it was happened more than once. But if if the Raiders played Denver and they got a penalty, and I remember one point they gave Peyton the choice whether it be 3rd and 10 or accept the penalty and take it 2nd and 20. He decided 3rd and 10. And what happens? They get the first down. I go, you want to back the team up. No, he won't take 2nd and 20. He said, leave it. We'll decline it and leave as 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 comes out, first down. Like it happened more than once this year.
Yeah.
I was totally freaked out. Usually people, unless you say you're at maybe you're at your own 20-yard line. I don't know what this you put them back. I don't know you if 2nd and 20 happens, maybe they're gonna run a play, they'll run 2 yards. If they pass, they get incomplete. That'd be 3rd and 20. No, he gives them 10 yards, says just leave it 3rd and 10. And it happened more than once, if not 3, 4 times. This year. I don't know why. I've seen most well because I watch every game from the Broncos, and it just makes no sense to me. I don't see it mentioned enough. Like if it's so stupid. And look, at one point, I don't know if he was gonna make, but at one point he had a possible 58-yard field goal. That was in the first half of the last game.
Yeah.
Instead, let's not go for it. So you're in the mile high in Denver with the altitude. If you have no practice, you shouldn't be a kicker. But and as well, I'm sure everyone said it, especially for the Broncos fans. When it's 4th and 1 in the red zone, you don't go for it with an inexperienced quarterback.
And
You
I
can
was saying
tell.
that I was live during the game, and I'm like, what are they doing? Don't go for it. Just get the 3 points and get the hell out of there. Take any positive points you can, because it was kind of a chip shot at that point. He would have made that one. It was a close field goal.
Yeah,
It's
but
like, what are you doing? And that changed the game right there. To be honest with you,
as well, he hasn't had a snap. And if you tell me you ran the ball, that's whatever. But you're gonna have a play action with a quarterback who hasn't played, and you see he backed up. It wasn't even close. It was at his knees because he got pressured. So like it was not a good play call. Whether
yeah,
whoever put it in, that was a bad play call. You know. And like I heard just on the other Broncos broadcast, they say that, oh, maybe Denver will want to let go of Vance Joseph. Like instead of not letting him go, like want to get rid of him. Like I don't know why they would say that when they had like a top 3 defense. Like I don't know who's coming up with these rumors, but in a way, if since we've seen that experience for Vance Joseph, he's a great assistant coach. I don't think him as good as a head coach. He didn't do well when he went away. Vic Fangio, same thing. He's not fit to be a head coach. He could stay assistant coach. Some coaches are not made to be head coaches. That's what I
oh,
feel.
that's I agree 100% with that statement.
Especially when they had shots at it. Now Joe Brady at Buffalo, it's his first shot. We'll see how it goes. But the way Vance Joseph handled our team, I don't feel he did well. Vic Fangio, did he go to Chicago after as a head coach?
Um, you know what? I don't know where he went. I'm not sure. But
Because
there's one thing that we both share in common as a Broncos fan and a Raiders fan. We both experienced the same coach, which was Josh McDaniels. Never should have been a head coach. You
Oh,
know, they
that's another one.
getting the shot the first time, but it was obvious that he's not head coach material. But yet,
Yeah.
our idiot owner decided, hey, let's give him a shot with us. And you saw how disastrous that was. But look at what he's done back in New England as the OC there. He had a great year with them. He turned that
Yeah.
team around.
Yes,
You
but
know,
yeah, but this whole time, okay, New England was what 13 and 3, 12-4,
something like
and
that.
like all the talk has been Kubiak, Minter, all these Joe Brady. Have you heard once for Josh McDowell? No, he's not made for another head coach job.
No, it's not.
I didn't hear once. New England had a great record. They had a great offense with Drake May. Who made Josh McDaniel? But no one talks about it because he's not head coach material. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering for some other coaches like Brian Flores. I think even though they went with JJ McCarthy, they had a decent subpar year, and you hear buzz about Brian Flores. I think he's being blackballed. I think he's being blackballed because I think he'll be a good coach, head coach.
Yeah.
But like you said, Josh McDaniel, Vic Fangio, Vance Joseph, those guys don't. They're not. They don't look fit. I really don't think they'll fit. And if they go somewhere else, I don't think they'll last a year or two. I mean, I've heard the Arizona head coach John Vance Joseph talk as a dwindled down. So I haven't heard nothing from that.
I don't either. So I know that you put it in the private chat here. So you're picking the Seahawks 34, Patriots 10. So one question I have for you. So you've got your coaching staff is set. You've got your quarterback. You've got a really good defense. So coming up in this draft, what is it that you're expecting your Broncos to do in the draft? Like, what position do you think you guys need the most to
You're saying
improve?
what I want or what the Denver Broncos want?
Well, what you think they should do and what you've heard the Broncos kind of like the
I
beat
mean,
writers saying, like, this is where they need to go.
the beat writers are still pounding a bit on the defensive side, afraid of who's gonna go out, who's gonna come in. But we see that they need help in the wide receiver core. You see a couple of drop passes. I mean, the wide receivers we have, only Cortland Sutton is the main experience. Marvin Mims, maybe 2 years, and he still was a backup, you know? Troy, the guy from Oregon from with Bo Nix, he went out, Troy Franklin. But he
Yeah,
only was like 2 years. Pat Brown was a rookie this year. So, like, in a way, I don't want to see like a Christian Kirk. I don't want these second tier guys or a Mark Van Scatling. I don't want these guys. I want you to drop a top tier, or uh, like I can't even say like I want a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. He's past his prime. I mean, out of the worst places to go is Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, he's not good with these. You name any wide receiver with great fantasy points because they're not out there. It's more to Mark Andrews. And the only reason Derrick Henry has done so well is because Lamar is out. Lamar
yeah,
runs options for himself. I mean, you've seen stats this year, the first half of the season when Lamar Jackson was in. Derrick Henry, some of the games it was like uh, 12 carries for 70 yards. Why 12 carries?
yeah.
12, like give him the ball. Like Lamar has to play the play option. He runs it or he screws it up. And good luck to uh was it I forget who's going to Baltimore? Who's coaching Baltimore?
Minter.
Jesse Minter. I'm sure that like for us Raider fans or Bronco fans, what we love to see, like at the beginning when you said Buffalo, let's give Philip Rivers an interview. As a Broncos fan, I said, great, that's one team less to worry about. You're gonna walk in a guy when everybody's talking about Minter and all these defensive coordinators to get a chance to get a job, and one of the things you're gonna ask a high school coach who just played to be a candidate to coach Josh Allen. I mean, that's great for us. I mean, I've heard stories. Have you heard stories about the Cleveland one?
No.
Cleveland, their process of inviting a head coach is to fill out a 6-page questionnaire, like
Oh,
you're
I
in high
didn't get.
school.
I know that Stefanski and the owner got into a hell of a shouting match.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't even give him the option to even interview for the position.
but like half of these coaches that this year when they said when they pull out, something must have happened in the interview. Whether you could say some of them say, oh, they want us, they got more money as an assistant coach, whatever. Because but but they don't say the story when they pull out. I'm sure it was some. Wait, have you seen those little snippets of when uh, when head coaches they interview their draft picks before they draft them? Like you saw Keon Coleman before he went to Buffalo. He had that funny talk with their coaches about ain't no Tiger Woods, but Tiger Wood should have or whatever. But like there was one with Brian DeBall. Brian DeBall, I think he had the guy from Washington. He said, repeat to me, like he was saying, like 78 Eagle Flat, whatever it was, like, repeat to me, this and that. He goes, in the end, what do you think that play is? And what do you want you to do? He goes, score a touchdown. Like I felt Brian the ball, he should not be a head coach. As shit as he did in New York, he has to prove to me again where he rise up the ranks to be a head coach. But I felt his process in interviewing players, it was not only the guy from Washington that he interviewed, it was someone else. I felt his process like very, very childish, you know.
Fucked
So
up.
it's fun to see these defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators get their chance,
So
But the ones that have passed, have gotten their chance and seen what they do. Like you, what was our head coach from the stupid Packers? We grabbed her as a head coach and then we sacked him like the 10th, 11th week, and then he went to the Jets.
your
What's his name?
coach.
Yeah, what's his name? Someone on the chat maybe know, like the former Packer. He went back to join Aaron Rodgers in the Jets, man. He did shit. Oh, what's his name? Right before Sean Payton. We sacked him. We sacked him when we what's his name? He was the offensive coordinator with Goodwin Rogers in Green Bay, and then when we sacked him, he went to
Oh,
the
shit, I know what you're talking about. I can see the name. I just can't.
yeah.
Like the face. Because it was everybody was giving him shit because he went to the Jets and he was a bomb
Well,
and there was a
he was a
lot of
bomb.
shit.
He was a bomb with us.
Yeah, it was the Broncos that was saying that he sucked and everything and
Well, he
fuck
did
man.
suck. Someone in the chat didn't say it. Oh my god, he was a former quarterback coach or offensive coordinator with Green Bay, and he
Yeah,
lasted 11 games maybe. I think it begins with a H. I think his last name begins with a
yeah,
H.
Bell's back.
Yeah,
Oh
like
shit. Who the hell was
and
that?
right now I forget where he is now. I don't know if he's still coaching or whether he's still with the Jets or went back to Green Bay. But I don't see him coming back anywhere as a head coach.
Daniel Hackett.
Oh yes, yes, and he was
Daniel
so
Hackett.
bad. He was so bad with the timing. Like the timing, it would always be like you'd be like it'd be like zero seconds on the clock, and he wouldn't call a timeout at time. It happened so many times during his tenure. You know,
Yeah.
you can't always rely on the quarterback, and head coach would be there like timeout, timeout. No, like delay
Duncan's
of
got a
games.
couple for you. He goes, how do the Broncos look with upcoming free agents? Like, well, how
How
many
did
free agents do you have, and what do you think the direction is they're going to go in free agency?
because I know we freed up the Russell Wilson money, so we have another 30 million. I think we have 42 million in cap space, but we don't have too many free agents that are leaving or possibly leaving. But in a way, I still want J.K. Dobbins because nothing much is out there. I mean, I heard that they only say Kamara's name only because he's there, but he's not really a rumor. But he's getting old and up there, And like,
You got 21 free agents. I
sorry,
just looked it up. You got 21.
you serious?
Yep.
Jeez.
You've got, let's see, defensive lineman Franklin Myers, linebacker Singleton,
Oh,
tight end Adam Troutman, PJ Locke's your safety, J.K. Dobbins, Michael Burton's your fullback, Mercedes Lewis is your tight end. He's going to probably retire. He's 41 years old. He's been in the league 19 years. Little Jordan Humphrey, he's a free agent. see. I don't really know your players that well
But
as far.
out of the players you name, like the only ones I really want is probably Singleton and Dobbins. The rest can go. Franklin Myers is good too, but the thing is, like, maybe they could get rid of all the tight ends. The past 5 years, I want them to use the tight end. You know, like Noah Fant, we drafted Trotman, but we picked up Ingram. But you're gonna use these tight ends. All you use as blockers. Ingram came, he did great with the Giants. He did so with the Jacksonville, but what they come, they don't even pass to him.
Yeah.
And the ones they pass to him, he drops. So like, are you gonna? If you look at the attempts to the tight end is not there. Give me at least half the targets to Brock Bowers. You know, like they don't even give targets. What's the point? Why every year, like if you check the past 5-6 years, we drafted like 4 tight ends in the top 3 rounds. Like, what's the point? Say Noah Fant didn't work, trade him. Trotman is so he's over here. You went out and get Ingram, but you don't use him. So then you have to end up using Troy Franklin and Cortland Sutton as your pass options. Like, come
What
on, you
about
know. Like,
Huddle saying this? He goes, I heard rumors. I heard there's a rumor that Nick's actually broke his ankle celebrating in the locker room after they beat the Bills. Was that true?
I
You
don't
heard
know.
that?
I don't think so. If you look at the way they played the game, it was exactly where that play was. You see, he was trying. He didn't grimace that much, but he did those. He did a little jogging thing to test it out. And then after, when he kneeled down, you see too that he was not there. It happened right then and there. But I'm just surprised at the timing. It's half an hour out. He just steps on the podium and says this and that. You know, like, I don't know. Just because to say that they said, "Oh, everyone left the building," so let me put it out there before the year. I don't know. Because during the whole scheme of things, like Denver became the number 1 seed with our record, I didn't like Sean Payton's decision calling throughout the process. You see, all the games came down to the last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, if not the 15 out of 17 games, all came down to the last. Why have to be that close? Like some of the games, I forget which ones they're up by 10. They could be up by 17, but instead they go for it on fourth down. Like, what the fuck's he doing, man? He just drive me up the wall. And my my friend's a New Orleans Saints fan, and he's been dealing with this Sean Payton shit forever. It's like me, I needed a fresh voice as Sean Payton, but his decision making, whether it was him, is like driving me up the wall, man. You be pulling your hair just to, okay, they came out with a win. Okay, they came out with a win, but just drove me nuts, man.
So, um, Rojas says they need to fire Sean Payton for firing the OC for calling that horrible 4th-and-1.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he's the one who,
Great
whoever
news.
did it, maybe that's why they fired Joe Lombardi, but Sean Paul put it in because Sean Payton was giving him the calls. That's why I know for the offense. Defense, I don't know, but I'm wondering if Davis Webb pulled out of the Raiders head coaching hat to be the OC. Unless I didn't hear any other head options that he was going to.
Yeah, Ross says, who wants a coach that don't take accountability? Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't. Not only did he not take accountability, but then the shit he goes and says about Bo Nix over the weekend, this week. I mean, about how was he had prior ankle injuries, and if they had known that, they wouldn't have drafted him. Blah blah blah. It's like, dude, why are you saying this shit, man? That's not cool.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
not cool.
you talk shit about the guy you drafted, your star quarterback. I mean, that's
Uh,
kind of like
I don't
bullshit.
know.
And
Being like that, he should be on a short leash then. So I don't know. I don't know. It's creating a shit show now.
So, what do you think your chances are of getting back in the same spot next year? Then,
No, but you see, today we fired a few more coordinators.
yeah,
So like, if I were a wide receiver coach, maybe that's one good thing because our wide receiver wasn't good. I don't know what's up with the Joe Lombardi if that was the case about the offensive calls. I mean, you can't expect nothing in the second half when everyone snows for everyone.
that's a good
But
question. Duncan. He goes, "Do you think Bo requests a trade after all this shit?" you think he wants out of there and away from Sean Payton?
I don't know. It's too fast of a.
Yeah, there you go. Jets need a QB and they have plenty of picks. You
Journey.
guys could trade him to the Jets.
No, we. I want Bo. I mean, we haven't had a quarterback since Peyton Manning. I don't want a fluster of. Look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I'm hoping they run it back with Aaron Rodgers because they've been doing nothing for the past few years just by staying afloat.
Mike McCarthy's already said he would like Rodgers to return for one more year.
I mean, that's one less team for us to worry about. I feel that I could do nothing with Rodgers. He says he had a great time, but he did. You knew what's the name? You knew the head Tomlin was going to quit, was going to resign because they look so horrible against Houston. It was disgusting. It wasn't even at home, and you got like blown out. Like it was ugly, and you had a feeling that either or whoever won the last game of the match, whether it was Baltimore and Pittsburgh, which the Baltimore general manager even said it. He goes, whether it was this week or next week, he'd be gone unless you bring me home something. So if it was the other way around, and I think Baltimore would have lost too, they wouldn't have advanced much. He would have got fired too, or he would have resigned. Doesn't sound like he resigned because they lost in the last game, but well, mind you, Tomlin resigned because that was ugly. They didn't just lose; they got humiliated at home. They didn't show nothing. They didn't show up. I didn't feel they had a great team, anyways. You know.
Yeah. Um, Duncan says teams have started to side with QBs over coaches, so there's probably a chance Sean Payton could be fired after next season.
I think so.
How many years is he under contract with them? Was it only a 3-year contract?
It was a 3 or 5 year, I think. But
It wasn't
we
like
had,
a 2-year option or
yeah,
like.
yeah, but see, we had to trade draft picks just to get to talk to him from New Orleans. See, we
It'll
had to
be
give a
interesting.
package. Huh?
It'll be interesting. Links in the chat. Anybody else? I got it pinned to the top of the chat. So if anybody else wants to come in, come on in. We're an hour into the show now, so make sure you guys hit that thumb, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notifications because, like I said, I may do something special this week, so you want to stay aware of it.
Jeff, is there any more Broncos fans on your stream besides myself?
Not right now. I've seen a few in the past.
You seen a few? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, I speak for all of them, but like if the way Stidham showed to me, like I said, there was no way I would want to go to the Super Bowl because I don't think we would have lost against Seattle. Unless you
No,
told
I
me
get it. I get it.
Darnold would have got injured. Because, like just to say if it was 10-10, we sneaked out 13-10, what was Stidham going to do the last overtime in the snow? Is he going to go 3 for 3? We have a better chance? Didn't look good. Like, even though you have 2 weeks to prepare, I don't know how much you could prepare. Like I thought, okay, Sean Payton wanted to give him the confidence to do it, but it didn't look well. I mean,
Mhm.
we hung tight defense to defense, but that's it. And then you're gonna go against Seattle like that because Seattle proved me wrong when I said Sam Darnold proved to me when you could do it to San Fran, and they proved to me. And then the Rams, even though it was the finish 31-27, they were winning 31-20. Whether it was Darnold's helping, but the defense too. They had 11-point lead and they almost lost it with a with the penalty that the Seattle had for
Yeah.
But you
Alex signed a
yeah
5-year.
5 year
Yep. See, now I'm
and
wondering if maybe the part of the reason why Webb backed out of the running for our head coach position is because they probably informed him that, hey, listen, we thank you for blah blah, but we're probably going to try and go for Kubiak, but keep your phone on because we may be reaching out to you as a pod. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring him in as the OC for us.
really
That would be interesting. Roy says
because
Broncos win AFC West without Payton.
right now it sounds like he pulled him out. Davis Webb pulled himself out from the head coach.
Yeah, he did. But it might have been like, one of those deals where they kind of let him know that, hey, this is probably the direction we're going to go. So he's like, all right, well, then I'm going to withdraw my name from the running.
Even though Rich wasn't running, I don't think he would say, okay, let me take a shot at the OC
Well,
at the
no one's
Raiders.
going to go for Kubiak is the guy that we want. You know, that could be why he pulled out, knowing that, hey, maybe I get a shot at the OC for the Raiders. You know, they might have even said that to him, like, hey, we may be reaching out to you about this. You
Yeah, but
know,
is it still tampering now? Why aren't the Raiders finding a coach now? Do
it's
you
still
got
a promotion, so it wouldn't be tampering
because
because
it's wide
quarterback
open
coach
now. It's a week off. I'm sure to some talks. There's no rumblings.
with what Kubiak.
Yeah,
We can talk to him. Brady and Spytek are going to Seattle. They're supposed to talk to him, interview him tomorrow in person again, because we did prior Zoom meetings with him. Us and Arizona did those prior to. So between the Super Bowl now and the Super Bowl, we are the only two teams that can actually talk to him. So if there were any other teams that still were looking for a head coach that hadn't interviewed him prior to, we were the only two teams that could still talk to him after the championship game. Because prior
really.
to that, we're still available to talk to anybody via Zoom, not in person. But we can go to him. He can't come to us. We can go to him. So that's what they're doing. They're going to Seattle to talk with him. They could leave with possibly like a handshake agreement, but it won't be known publicly unless someone leaks it, which I'm sure someone will. So next week should be interesting. So as soon as the Super Bowl's over, you'll probably know by Tuesday because we can't do it on Monday. We have to give that 1 day grace period between the game and when he can be finally hired. So if anything, it will be a week from this coming Tuesday.
What do you
So
think after the Super Bowl?
yeah, that would be February 10th at the soonest. That's when it would be publicly announced. I get Roy. You a Broncos fan, Roy? Broncos host. Do you watch Broncos Buzz on the? He wants to know if you watch the Bronco Buzz on MHRT Network.
Yes, I do.
He does. All right.
I just saw him. It was on, but I decided to come on this show just because it's Friday. Your Friday show.
Well, cool. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Well, do you get to go on that show too, or does he
No,
pull?
I only joined that recently, but they don't have other guests come on. I just shoot my chat in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I like doing this. You know, that's why I switched my Friday format from what it used to be to this because it gives more fans or more chances to fans of other teams, and that's what I'm kind of hoping this grows into, where I can get guys like yourself. You know, get a Pats fan on here, which I've had already. You know, get a Jets fan. When the season comes, it'll be even easier. Hopefully, I can get guys on for fans of teams that we get to play against that weekend, so we can talk it up. You know, so it'll be interesting to see how this pans out the rest of the way, you know, going forward. So, I mean, it's gaining some traction. I like it. You know, the chat's been pretty active with it. Um, you know, the Raider fans that are in the chat are cool. You know, they don't bust a lot of balls with it. You know,
So
but a lot of them know you because you've been in my chat for a while. You know, for over a year. You guys, you've been in this chat. You know, you and Trippy have been in chat for over a year, so they're aware with you. What's up, Jason?
so tell me, how were you watching the game while New England was facing Denver? You weren't like really pulling for either or.
No, I wasn't. But I was going for the lesser of two evils, and I wanted to see Denver win. I was probably like the only Raider fan I wanted Denver to win. That I shouldn't say that because I know a lot of my friends that live in this area around New England didn't want to see the Patriots win because we just didn't want to see them go to a Super Bowl so fast after they were such shit for the last 4 years. You know,
I mean, in the past years, if my Broncos were in, I had teams to cheer for. I was so glad that Philly like destroyed KC last year,
yeah,
destroyed them, and you have other games where Philly beat New England with the Philly special. And the whole bar, there were more there were more Patriot haters than Eagle fans. That's how bad we wanted the Eagles to win that year with Nick Foles. This year it's the real ho hum. Like it's not because of that New England beat us that I don't like New England. It's because of the way Drake May showed. I don't know how good the Super Bowl is gonna be. Like back to back scoring wise. And now, like they said, Drake May didn't practice. I want to see if they're using that excuse to say that shit. If we blow up, don't fucking blame us. Like seriously, because I mean that game, I was hoping Houston to win, and then after when Houston showed me some defense, I go shit. Maybe I want New England to win,
I
so we
said,
could play Drake May because he hasn't played well. And I said, oh good. And then after Bo gets injured, I go we're fucked. And also like
I it'll be interesting to see if that's what if they end up losing that game, if that's their excuses because, oh well, he was injured, so that's why he didn't.
yeah.
That's why he didn't play so good. Blah blah blah. It'll be an excuse, like you said,
But I
and that's
mean,
okay
against
around.
Houston, Drake May had 4 fumbles. They recovered 2 of them. 4 fumbles in one game. Like, what happened? You got stage fright. What happened? 4 fumbles, and it just shows that the strong defense was there and held you in check. With, I think at one point they had four turnovers, and they were still only down by 6 at one point. That was
Yeah,
crazy. I go, Houston has a chance. I go, in the end, I go, maybe I'd rather face New England the way the Drake May showing me because New England, mind you, either or, because CJ Stroud, after I saw the way ESPN showed some passing plays from CJ Stroud, he was off the mark a lot. That's besides the picks here and there. He was off the mark a lot. Whether short pass over the head, and he was way off. Whether he
and
was
that was
scared of the,
even
huh?
with all the even with all the turnovers that they had in that game. That game was still kind of tight towards the end. Like
Exactly.
it wasn't like a blowout. So it's like you got a team that hands you 5 turnovers and you can't put the game away sooner. It's like it went
Exactly.
right down to the end. It's like
Yeah,
that just shows me that the Patriots aren't as good as everybody thinks they are. That's the other thing.
exactly.
Yeah, on top of the fact that they lost to us during this regular season. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
I
so
still,
like,
I still, I still get that feather in my cap this past season with Pats fans. They're like, "Oh, we made it to the Super Bowl." Yeah, you lost 3 games, and just remember, one of those games was to us, and we finished with 3 wins, and we still beat you. One of our wins was against you, so
and
I don't want to
and
hear it.
and now Pats fans think they have a chance when they said, "Oh, Darnold's gonna see ghosts." What do you mean see ghosts? That's in the past. No more ghosts. They're trying to give themselves a chance. I really don't think so.
He's a, no. This is a
That's
different team. This is a different run team. Um, I think the biggest thing that probably hurt Seattle and not being able to put it away a little bit sooner was on their offense because not having Charbonnet out there is that 1-2 punch with him and Walker. I think that definitely hurt them.
yeah,
Uh, but Smith and Jigba, man, he had a game,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so they leaned on him heavily, and it worked out for them. You know,
But
and I love the fact that, and a lot of Raider fans like this too, is that Devontae Adams doesn't get to a Super Bowl, so we're all fine
yeah,
with that. Yeah.
but besides JSN and Cooper Cup, who's their third receiver
For
besides
who?
their tight end AJ Barner? Who, I don't know the receivers.
For Seattle?
Yeah, all they
Yeah.
have is Cooper Cup and JSN.
No, they got what the hell's the other guy's name? Hang on, I'm bringing it up.
They have AJ Barner, the tight end, but
Shaheed. Shaheed.
Shaheed, yeah, Shaheed.
Yeah. Cup was 6 targets, 4 catches, 36 yards, and a TD. And Jigba was 12 targets, 10 catches, 153 yards, and a TD.
How about Shaheed?
Shaheed had 3 targets, only 1 catch, but it was that 51-yarder.
Was he a third choice,
Yeah,
third receiver?
pretty much.
So I'm hoping he doesn't get injured, man. Hoping JSN doesn't get injured.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if they lose in Jigba, they're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
They're going to have to heavily rely on the running game.
The only way I see Seattle losing this if they self-destruct or they make big turnovers themselves. Because I mean, New England has a good defense. We'll see, but to put Drake May on their side, I want to see how if Seattle pressures it, we'll see how he goes in pressure. Because
Well, the
Houston is
Patriots
stronger defense than Denver was.
thing. They got a bunch of ball hawks on that team. I mean, Gonzalez alone can change a game for them.
Yeah,
You know,
Stedham fed him that ball while he was looking at it. He wouldn't even look back, Gonzalez. Looking right at the ball for the INT.
So Tyler Lockett, he went to Tennessee,
Then he
and
went to
then they cut him, and then we picked him up in free agency. So he finished the season with the Raiders,
yeah.
but it was only for the rest of the season. So he probably won't be back with us. I can't see us bringing him back. He's too old now. He's too old, and he's not countable. He's not count. You can't count on him. At
But
least I know I don't want to count on
what
him.
did, what did you guys get for Jacoby Myers? You get draft picks or what?
Yeah, we got draft picks for him.
Hmm.
Yep.
He's a good guy. Maybe I would if
I
he
liked
would
him.
sign with Denver.
You know what? And that's the funny thing. When we got him from New England, when dipshit from New England was here, McDumbass, I was fine with getting Jacoby Myers because I knew what he could do because I had seen him playing here in New England for so long that I knew we were getting a good wide receiver that at the time would have been an awesome number 2 to Devontae because he would have taken pressure off of Devontae. He was a possession receiver. He doesn't drop many passes. He'll catch pretty much anything that you throw to him. So I was fine with him coming here, and it started to show, and especially, once Devontae was gone, he stepped up and he by default became our number 1 wide receiver. Had a great year. Started off this year okay, but our quarterback issue was what really started it, and then just got to the point where he wanted a contract extension with us. We weren't going to give it to him, so he was like, then I guess trade me, and he went to Jacksonville. Helped them make the playoffs, that's for sure. He helped spark that team a little bit. He had some good games over there. He was definitely effective for them.
Was that the reason they got rid of a Jacoby? I thought they used him as collateral because they were having a shit year, so they used him as collateral to get some draft pick.
No, he just they weren't seeing eye to eye on a contract extension, and he went to Jacksonville and they gave him the extension he was looking for, and it worked out for him. So good for him. I have no ill will towards the guy. I thought he was great. I liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lockett got cut by the Titans and then joined the Raiders to help secure the number 1 overall pick with that tank Commander Gino. Yeah, that's right. It was a 3rd round pick we got for Jacoby, that's still damn good. I'll take a 3rd round.
Yo, if you guys cut Gino, you'd be in the same boat as we had with Russell Wilson, huh? Did he sign for 5 years?
Yeah, pretty much.
Gino signed 5 or 3 years?
Oh, Gino, 2.
2 years, that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys lucked out. No, but seriously, I was watching the Indiana game. What did you think about Mendoza?
I don't think he's the overall number 1. That's my opinion.
What do you mean overall number 1?
He's just the overall number 1 pick because we need a quarterback. If it wasn't us and the Jets had the number 1, he'd still be the number 1 pick because the Jets need a quarterback. If it was a team that didn't need a quarterback at number 1, he wouldn't be taking number 1. He's not. I'm sorry. I just don't see the value in taking him at number 1.
Neither do I.
Saying, I'm not doubting his talent. I'm not saying we shouldn't take him. I'm just saying that we should explore other options. And if it means trading back and getting more picks to bolster up our roster, because we've got so much that we need to fill with this roster, and go a different route for quarterback. There are other quarterbacks we can take a shot on in this draft. Doesn't mean that they're going to be the franchise. But as of right now, we got to deal with Geno Smith is still our starter right now, technically. He's still our number 1 quarterback. He's still under contract. If we cut him, we're going to take a hit. That's the thing. People have to realize that. So it's not just that Geno's going to disappear and never see him again. And, the salary cap's waived. We're still going to take a hit. We have to figure out what we're going to do with him if we're not going to play him. Are you going to pay that kind of money for a backup? Hell no. So either we got to try and trade him to a team that didn't see him play at all last year and has no idea who the hell he is and think he's a superstar. Well, I just don't think that he's the value at number 1. I'm sorry. It's not his ability to play the game or not. I mean, yeah, there are questions, obviously. But I think we can get so much more value by trading that back and getting a couple of different players that can be plugged in immediately and have an impact.
I agree, because the other games when I saw Mendoza play, they were fine and dandy. But coming to the championship game, he didn't show me where especially with his build, how he was going to survive in the NFL.
Who,
So
Mendoza?
yeah, Mendoza. So he, and there's two things. One thing, I don't think he will last unless he changes something because he might have a smart IQ, this and that. But I don't see him as a Baker Mayfield or something like that. And second of all, if the Raiders don't go that route, you guys are stuck with Gino. Th- I think there's no way that if you pass up on Mendoza, that second, third, fourth round, you're going to pick up a quarterback. For what? What reason? They're not out there. You see the mock draft. The mock draft is only Mendoza as the only quarterback taken in the first round. There's
Yeah, there's no other.
no buzz about anybody. Everybody pulled back, where they're doing shit or they want to have a better year next year. Like Oregon quarterback and as well as Carson Beck, they pulled out so they can have a better year next year. There's no buzz on any quarterback, so I was surprised if anybody choose anybody in the top 4 rounds besides Mendoza. I haven't heard anything.
The only
I
one that I would consider drafting early and not necessarily the first round would be Chambliss, and that would be like second, third round type of pick if he's still there. He's the only one that because you got to remember Moore didn't come out. Moore went back, so he's staying for one more year in college. Because other than that, it would have been a toss up between Moore and Mendoza as the number 1 pick. And then once Moore decided that he was going to stay in college, that made our pick even more valuable because anybody that needs a quarterback, if he's the only surefire thing as everybody thinks he is, then that adds more value for that 1 pick if we're looking to trade back and move out of that number 1 spot. So I mean, there are options. It's just a matter of what the GM and the head coach can come to an agreement on what they think is in the best interest for this team to build this team going forward. You know,
I mean, another team that fucked up was the Atlanta Falcons last year or 2 years ago when they go and they sign Kirk Cousins, big time contract, and then they go draft a quarterback. I go, it's perfect for the Broncos. This is the person that we didn't want. We wanted Bo Nix, and it was just a laughing stock. Like out of nowhere, they go pick up a quarterback. Like when you pick up a quarterback in the first 10 picks, you want him for something. But what the hell? You just signed Kirk Cousins,
yeah.
And so far, okay, we give him a chance, and he's got injured. And so far, I guess we'll see. For sure, they want to probably get rid of the contract of Kirk Cousins, but right now he's injured. I mean, he showed sparks, and that's about it. And you see I don't know about New Orleans too. New Orleans quarterback, uh, they gave him a thumbs up, but like he
Oh no,
hasn't
that
shown much, Tyler Show.
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
So Roy says Mendoza's better prospect than Bo. Do you think Bo Nix is better than Mendoza, or do you think Mendoza is better than Bo?
better prospect. You mean like
Like
coming?
if they were both coming out this year, who would you take? Knowing what you know about Bo Nix already, and knowing what you
Well,
know about Mendoza in college, if you had to choose between the two, basically, let's say the Broncos had the first pick, would you want them to take Mendoza as Bo's replacement going forward?
no. That's why I
So
asked
you
you the question. No, because I saw Bo Nix play when he was with Oregon. Oregon's a high power offense. It was different. I know the first year when I saw Bo, Peyton set him up for these short passes to get him going. And then when he got going, he had the confidence and it was a different mindset. You could see the progress. You take a guy like Tim Tebow, he was one and done, man. He's out of here, man. What kind of he was throwing a ball like a handicap, man.
yeah,
Like what the hell was he? Sidearm, like they not sidearm. His arm throw was really whacked out there. Like he was made to be on the sidelines as a whatever, doing ESPN whatever. But like that's why I saw in the I thought Indiana they were gonna win, but I didn't know
mhm.
they were gonna win it that way because whether they didn't show me much. But he didn't. They didn't set him up to show out. Of course, they want to win as Indiana, but when they handed it off, and you see, I think he was what 10 for 21. You said I don't know. He wasn't there, so he didn't. whatever the whole year. Every school plays differently, whatever. But as a whole game progress, I didn't feel he has not the mentality, the how do you say that, the high prospect like a Joe Burrow coming out of school.
Mhm.
That's a franchise quarterback. Unless those shows me different. But you yourself, as you could see, that you want that option to maybe not draft him. No.
I do, but I mean, if we end up drafting him, then I'm all with it. As long as we address in free agency offensive line and surround him with some talent, because we got no talent. We don't. We've got Brock Bowers and Genty, and that's it.
No, but I'm
Our
sure
wide,
your
our
offensive
wide
line
receivers
didn't
are
help
only going to be
Geno
second.
Smith.
Our wide receivers are only going to be second-year wide receivers. Okay, and out of those two, Betch is the only one that really didn't get a chance to get in there and do a lot, and I think has the most potential out of the two rookie wide receivers. Thornton, I think right now, unless he improves something drastically between now and the season start, he's not going to play very much. Tucker is Tucker. You can count on him every now and then, but he still is Tucker. He's no number one. That's the problem. We don't have a bona fide number one wide receiver. We have a number one, I should say, number one target, which is Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is our number one target.
Yeah.
But as far as a wide receiver running that number one spot, we don't have that right now. And anybody that thinks that Trey Tucker is out of their damn mind.
But
He's okay. He's a good fill, but he ain't no number one. And I've had people tell me he's a number one.
where did you
Okay,
draft your receiver back? Was it second round?
second round. Thornton was in the fourth. Third round, we took Porter, the corner, and then we took the two offensive linemen back to back. And one of those offensive linemen is definitely going to start next year. I think Caleb Rogers starts right away because he showed a lot of promise. And if we get the right offensive line coach in there this year versus last year, offensive line already will be better just because of the coach before they even take the field, especially if it's a coach that I think is supposed to be coming here, if it's Kubiak. And it's going to be the guy that's going to come from Seattle, more than likely. And he's good. So that would be another notch on the belt that would help this offensive line going forward. Because technically, you look at it, your left tackle's Colton Miller. You move JPJ to left guard. You either draft a top center that's coming out of college, or you get one in free agency. If it's Lindenbaum, it's Lindenbaum. You put Caleb Rogers out there, possibly right tackle, and then you bring in either draft a right guard or another one in free agency. And that offensive line is going to be pretty darn good. It's going to be above what we had last year, and it's going to be it's going to allow us with Kubiak to be a run-first type offense, which is what we should be with a guy like Genty. But we need another running back, whether we get it in free agency or in the draft, because we definitely need a 1-2 punch here. We need somebody to give him a breather, because right now
Didn't you have the guy from Miami?
he's not coming out. He's a freshman. The kid from Miami.
Did you get a free agent from Miami as your backup running back?
Yeah, that was Mostert. He's 33 years old, and he was only signed for 1 year, so he's already gone. Yeah. Zamir White's gone. We weren't bringing him back, so that leaves us Collier and Lobby are only two viable options at running backs behind Genty. And I don't trust them right now to fill in. If Genty needs a break for half a series or whatever, then we're going to be throwing the ball, and everybody's going to know that, because we just don't have the legit threat at running the ball. It was the same thing until Genty got better in the season at pass protection. Anytime we were doing pass protection, Zamir was out there, so it was almost like a telltale sign, like, oh, they're going to throw the ball because look who's just came out, So that was like a dead giveaway. Or Mostert would come out. They would take Genty out on some of those passing plays where they needed the backer to stay in and pass protect. So Genty, at the end of the season, was staying out there during those plays, so it still had him out there as a legit threat to. They didn't know if he was going to run it, if they were going to hand it off, or if it was a pass play.
Did you say Jacoby Myers is a free agent?
No, he signed an extension with Jacksonville. Yeah. They gave him what he was looking for.
I wouldn't mind have taken him as a free agent.
I got to go back in the chat here.
But Jeff,
I mean,
What
coming
do you,
out, it's a better prospect than no Bo was coming out. Maybe we can all agree that we are not in Cardinals' dumb fire situation. They don't know who will be the QB, and they have 36 million cap space. Yeah, they're kind of screwed. Raymond Green almost killed an old white woman right now. What the hell are you watching? Wow. See, I don't think Betch sucks. I think he needs a little bit more opportunity. What's up, Hitsboy? Welcome in, man. Kubiak sees what Cardinals offer compared to ours. Yeah, Brock Bowers, Kubiak. I'm going to Vegas. Yeah, right. I think Jack could be good, but Pete and his dislike with playing our rookies killed it. Maybe this year will be better. I hope so. That was the big problem too. Was Caleb Rogers and Grant didn't even get to sniff the field in blowouts early in the season. Like when we were just playing complete crap and had no shot of winning the game, they couldn't even get these guys out on the field at that point. Just get them some game time experience, and that hurt them. That's why they didn't get in until so late in the season, and it sucked.
Jeff, where are you watching the Super Bowl? You're watching
What's up, Ernst? Right here where I'm sitting right now. My son and my son-in-law and my daughter usually host a Super Bowl party here at the house upstairs, but I'll probably be right here. I'm probably gonna go live for that game. I think.
Okay. Listen, I gotta go. It's been nice chatting with the Raider Nation.
I appreciate you coming on for sure.
And we'll see you around the corner, yeah?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll be talking throughout the off season, I'm sure. So
have a good one.
You too, man. Take care. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you.
Ciao.
Later. All right. No, I don't have a calzone today. The wife made a chicken stir fry with spinach and all kinds of good stuff and like a creamy sauce. It was good. I haven't had a calzone in a while, actually. Now I'm kind of craving one. Son of a bitch. So we get Black from Indiana as a running back. I mean, we could. Depends. Also, could be access to a wide receiver coach who can help Betch and Tucker. I hope so. Do you think we should trade Max if we don't get a QB? Do you believe he would be happy in a rebuild with no QB in place? I'm all for on the trade Max thing at this point. Again, there's so much we need. That one would take a little bit more doing, though, I think. I don't think that one would be as easy. Hitsboy, why do you think Betch is trash? I don't think the kid's trash. I don't think he was worthy of a second-round draft pick. I will say that. Because when you draft a player that high, you expect him to start pretty much from the get-go. A second-rounder and even your third-rounders should be contributing. And your fourth-rounders should be contributing in some way. Porter didn't get in until late in the season. Very little throughout the season. Deontay Thornton got in almost from the get-go, but he wasn't good. He's got no separation. He can't outmuscle anybody for a jump ball. That ain't going to happen. He's no DK Metcalf out there. That's for damn sure. Yeah, I've already put it in there, man. I've popped it. It's pinned at the top of the chat, too. Yeah, I just posted it again for you. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to lose a little more weight, Get that DT from Indiana, that crush Carson back. Yeah, see, Rostown agrees. I don't think he's a solid number 2, but I think he's a good number 2, especially if we get him some more playing time. Again, this team's going to be different with a different head coach now going forward, especially if it's Kubiak. It's going to be a different mindset. I think players are going to they're going to be a little bit more relaxed. I think they're going to be more I think they're going to be a little bit more open to see what we can do, and I think it's going to be a whole different atmosphere in that locker room this season for sure, 100%. Let's see. I don't know how to get it to you, money. You know why? It's because I'm in this version. That's why. Yeah, you're gonna have to physically type it, copy it, and type it. You ever tried to fast, Jeff? It helps, brother. Yeah, I have, but it's tough when you're home all day, because I don't work anymore, so I'm always home. And Bueno see me pull my snacks down. I got a whole shelf over here full of goodies, so it's kind of hard not to snack. I mean, I still got a bag of Fritos I haven't even finished yet. I got cheese puffs. I got peanut butter crackers. I got a box of Raisin Bran that I just chow on every little bit. It was a fourth and sixth round pick. What do you mean? Money, you don't see the link at all? I mean, I posted it like 3 times. What else do you have besides? Do you have Instagram or anything like that? Because I can send it to you on Instagram. Well, I've lost like 100 pounds in the last year, so I want to lose like another 50 to 75. I want to get down closer to 300. If I'm down to 325, 300 to 325, happy, perfect. It's bang, I'll be done. Let's see. Walker likes Kubiak a lot. He's a free agent at the Super Bowl. I'll take him. Imagine our backfield. That would be nice. Depends on what kind of money he's looking for. Yeah, but it doesn't really work for some people. I don't know. If I read it slow, good God. All right, well, it's just put StreamYard.com/. 3, F is in Frank, A is in Alpha, C is in Charlie, Z is in Zulu, W is in Wilco, 4, P is in Penis, 8. Coaching all but handed Thornton the job. There was a lot of odd, yeah, and that's just it too. It's like again, a lot of I think a lot of how our players performed last year was because of just the poor coaching that we had with this team, and it's obvious we had bad coaching. Uh, so going forward, provided none of this current coaching staff is here comes next year, and they're all fucking gone, and we start off with brand new coaches in every position, and it's ones that the coach can trust to get the job done the right way. You've got young talent, guys that are going to be in their second year, and the rookies you're going to draft. You need to instill confidence in these guys that they can get the job done. All last season did was kill the confidence on these young players, 100%. I'm sure it put doubt in Caleb Rogers and Grant's head that they weren't good enough when they probably thought they were good enough when they were drafted in their positions. But because we didn't get them out there early enough, it definitely had an effect on their psyche. I fucking guarantee it. And Thornton probably he thought he was out there doing a great job, but he, in all reality, wasn't. And I don't think the coaches were relaying the proper information to them to up their game. Either that or he's just not as talented as everybody thinks he is. Bet shows that he's got talent and he can catch the ball and he can be something going forward. And with the right coaching mindset, we're going to see that. Even Genty, I think you see bigger things from Genty. I think you might see even more from Brock Bowers than what we thought. You're going to see a whole different mindset with this team. As long as the offensive line has a complete different mindset, they come out and they just light it up. And we're good. See, Ernest says, if we hit free agency correct, O-lineman, wide receiver, we can grab Dozer Dog. If we trade Max and first round pick for a boatload of picks in 26 and 27 rebuilding. I'm not opposed to that. That actually doesn't sound that bad. The problem is we're limited with the wide receivers that are out there. You got Pierce is out there, Pickens. They come with some issues. The one that I wouldn't mind, and I know he's a little bit longer in the tooth, but I think he would be really good for these younger kids, especially if we draft another rookie wide receiver, is Mike Evans from Tampa Bay. I don't see that as a bad move, bringing him in as a really good veteran, number one, to teach these kids and let them learn from somebody that's been, because right now we've got no seasoned veteran wide receiver on this roster. We've got nobody for these kids to learn from and to help grow them. Teach them some of the tricks of the trade. You need a guy like that. I mean, he's proven what he's done in this league. I mean, the guy's a bona fide star wide receiver. You know, I wouldn't mind Mike Evans at all. Now, the price tag is what we got to worry about if he's going to ask for too much. Let's see. Betch couldn't even be a third on our team with no wide receivers. How the hell is he a solid two? Thornton started because he looked better in practice. Not his fault. The plays is trash and Gino is buns. Yeah, but Thornton was what? I think he dropped only 10 out of 30 passes thrown his way, whereas Thornton was a hell of a lot worse than that. I forget what it was. I think now I gotta look this up now. God damn it. Hang on, because I know the numbers are there. This shit's not gonna show the 25 season yet. Fuck. All right. Hang on, I'm gonna answer this right now. So for receiving, Betch, where are you? Betch was targeted 29 times. He caught 20 passes. Thornton was targeted 30 times and only had 10 catches. He did that in 15 games and he started 8. Betch did that in 16 games and started 5. So his percentage is a hell of a lot better than Thornton's, okay? Thornton had 0 touchdowns. Betch had 0. Betch had 224 yards to Dante's 135. So, I mean, you look at the numbers there. I mean, Betch isn't as bad as you think he was. Bet you ain't going to do that. What did I do? I got AFC missing wide open TVs. AFC didn't even play last year. Yes, Evans with Boston or Fields. You know how bad it would be for Cardinals if they don't get Kubiak. Michael Fuller tells them, I'm not your sloppy seconds and withdraws. That would be great. I know, right? I'm getting balls busted for defending Betch. I think he's an okay kid. I think just going to give him time. I think the stigma with Betch is the fact that he was a number 2 or the second round draft pick. I think if he would have been drafted in like the 3rd or 4th round, people probably wouldn't have been so hard on him. You know, I think that's the big thing. That should be good. I think so too. It's the same name, Money Chuck. It's 401_Raider_Jeff. Let's see. Phone is awful. Can't be. He can't. Fuck you, Bueno, bitch. Kubiak comes in, he will get these wide receivers in shape. Yeah, I'm sure he will. That's the least of my worries. The wide receivers aren't the worry, to be honest with you. Well, I mean, we still need a wide receiver. Don't get me wrong, but I'm still offensive line, man. If we don't address that offensive line, we're in for another rough fucking season. Totally. It won't be any better. Betch caught 1-yard passes. Gino was force feeding Thornton, throwing into double coverages. Those stats are BS. How are they BS? Those are legit stats. It's exactly what happened. He threw them 30 times. He caught 10 of those. Granted, yeah, I know fucking Gino's not the best at it, but Thornton, how many did Thornton drop? Like, actually hit his hands and he dropped? Quite a few. A good portion of those were just exactly what they were. They were drops in his hand. Betch will catch pretty much anything near him. So he missed 9 passes out of 29 thrown to him. He caught 20. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think that's pretty damn good. His average was 11 to catch. Betch's was 13.5, but again, that's only on 10 catches. So, I mean, his success rate was 26.7%. Betch's was 58.6. Betch's long was 37. Thornton's was 36. So, I mean, he beats him all the way around in all the stats. Yeah, exactly. Betch caught first downs. Exactly. So 20 of those were, like I said, on average for 11 yards. So that means 20 catches on average were for 11 yards for 20 catches. That's basically equivalent to 20 first downs if you look at it in that factor. Whereas Thornton, 10 catches was for 13. So, yeah, he had 10 first downs. That's a difference of 10 there. Out of 29 or 30 attempts, he dropped 20 passes. That's insane. John Benton will get our own line legit. Yes, John Rader, that's the guy that you and I were talking about. You sent me that. Yep. Mystery head coach interview is a play for Saturday's interviewing to nudge Kubiak's thoughts, possibly. Oh, shit, Thornton, not so much. Thornton couldn't get separation. My Hitzboy just doesn't like him. Did he beat you up something in high school? I mean, do you know him personally? He doesn't like him? Damn. I wouldn't be surprised, Rosetown. That would be sad. But, hey, it is what it is. I will earmark that for you. Hitzboy. I'd rather try Cap again as wide receiver than slot and Kappa. Well, just to put this in perspective, let's see. Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker had 92 targets, caught 57, 696 yards, a 12.2 average, and 5 touchdowns. His long was that 61-yarder. His success rate was 46.7. And that was 17 games started and played. So, and that's Brock Bowers was ahead of him, right? Yeah, Bowers had 680. Brock Bowers had 680 yards receiving, and he only started 8 games, played in 12. He had 7 TDs. That can't be right. I thought he had 10. Right, so it was just 2 teams. Why did I think he had more? Either way, it's still 3 more than the year before. Didn't do anything to me. What's up, Dixon? That was not played enough. What little sample size we got was yeah, I think so too. I agree 100% with Jason. That's exactly what I saw. I saw a kid that didn't get a lot of chances to go out there and play, and when he did, made the best of it. Thornton got in more games and did less, is how I look at it. But it was a tear till Jeff no one to take. Yeah, they should have practiced squad bench maybe. I think he's doing this just to piss me off now. Let's see. Money Chuck, there you are. Okay. All right, Money Chuck, I just sent you the link in Instagram. If that doesn't work for you, I don't know what to tell you. But that's the link to get in here. I just needed to send you the chat in a DM, the link to get in. And that's what I just did. So you should be good. You should be able to get in now. Where's Jason in here?
Why are you asking questions?
Why are you in? I'm waiting for Money Chuck.
Oh, I was going to pretend to be Money Chuck.
Well, it's kind of hard when you come in and it says JD and then it says Raiders first down. So I know.
Oh, hold on. Let me back out and change my name.
For a cop, you don't really disguise yourself very well. I would have thought you would have known how to go undercover, but apparently not.
Yeah. I didn't do undercover.
Well, it's a good thing because you would have sucked at it.
Mm-hmm. But I would have known how to put out a fire. I actually have a video of me putting out a fire when I caught my fence on fire.
Okay, there's your first mistake. You caught your fence on fire. That should never happen.
Yep. So what's going on, Skipper? How you doing, man?
All right, better than yesterday. Yesterday sucked.
Yeah, you know what? That show was good. Other than your guest took it a little personal. He got a little personal.
He really didn't, though.
He did. He did when he challenged me about what do I know about his intelligence. And I'm like, wait a second. The kid got a 1400 on SATs and had a full ride. He had a graduate scholarship to go to Yale. Chose to go to Cal. What the fuck does that mean? That is intelligence, my friend. You know what I mean? I was like, and then obviously, and then it was obvious that the analyses were made off of statistics in the final game. So I was like, yeah, all right, well, that's why tonight with 805, I really liked his show. He really dialed it in as to kind of what I've been trying to do.
All right, here's Big Chuck, so you got to get out of here.
The fuck I am. I own half this show.
What's up, Money Chuck? I removed Jason. Can you hear me?
Jeff, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah. What's up, man? What's going on? Can you hear me?
Not much. My mic's a little delayed. So, hey, I wanted to hit on a couple of things.
Sure.
Okay, so John Gruden, I want to talk about that. Is it okay?
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right, Jeff. So hear me out on this. So a little history about Al Davis. He was a Jew from New York. He got discriminated against in college. They put him in a dorm called the Pastrami something. I forget what it was. He also says that he couldn't get on the basketball team at Syracuse because of his heritage. And he also was accused of being part of the Jewish mafia when he first started in the NFL. Regardless of what we think of these things, this is what the man was. John Gruden said those things in those emails. You know, his son didn't fall far from the tree. We saw Tommy Smith like the Al Davis torch. I'm just wondering, you know, why people seem to think that what he said wasn't reprehensible enough to get fired.
I mean, to be honest with you, I never even looked at what he said. Like, I never read the emails, so I don't know exactly what was said. And technically, he wasn't fired. He resigned, which is why we were still paying his contract, too. So, I mean, for me to speak on what was said, I mean, I
right,
really
but it was implied last night, you know, I'm saying that the man simply stepped down on his own will.
Yeah.
This is the son of Al Davis that we're talking about. He had Tommy Smith, the guy in the '68 Olympics that held his fist up in the air when he was on the podium, like the Al Davis torch. He also abstained, from voting on the kneeling for the national anthem. That apple didn't fall far from the tree. We were based in Oakland at the time too. We have a rather large black base. I don't think it's a good business model. You know what I'm saying? You know, to have those emails get released regardless of how they got released, to retain a guy like that, considering our history.
I get where you're coming from, but I mean, there is still a big portion of Raider Nation, for God knows why, that still want to bring him back here. So I don't know where you're going with this. As far as, I mean, obviously I know you're not for it based on the past history with Gruden, with the emails and everything.
Another thing I wanted to hit on about Al Davis. So we were talking about how he wound up in Tampa Bay. So John Gruden requested that trade. I remember watching the press conference with Al Davis once he did trade him. And he said in that press conference that he tried to convince John Gruden to stay, and that he couldn't do it. It's where his father coached, and his father coached in Tampa Bay, and he wanted to go there. Also, Tim Brown reported that Gruden and him had squabbles about player personnel, and he put Al on a timeline to get traded. He pretty much forced that hand. It wasn't Al Davis that wanted to trade him. Al Davis made a huge demand and got what he wanted, but he did not want to trade John Gruden.
But think about this. You're the owner of the team. Your coach demands a trade. That's up to you whether you trade him or not. Al Davis didn't have to trade him. What was the circumstances if he didn't trade him? The guy doesn't coach for him? Well, that's breach of contract. See you later. He didn't have to trade him. So how he was pressured into that, I don't get it. That doesn't even make sense. So technically he really wasn't pressured into it, in all honesty. He ultimately finally said, fine, I'll trade
Jeff,
you.
How could any business owner of any business have an employee verbally tell you that he doesn't want to be there, and you tell him tough luck, you're going to stay anyways?
Then quit. That's what I would do. If I'm an owner of a company and somebody, say it's Jason Downs, he's like, I don't want to be part of this anymore. I want you to trade me. I'm not trading you. If you don't like it here, there's the door. Quit then. You can walk out anytime. I'll find another coach. He didn't have to trade him. He could have kept him there. Or he could have just forced him to the point where he finally, Gruden said, screw it. I'm quitting then. I'm out of here. So I don't understand how they say he was forced to trade. He wasn't forced to do anything. They're the owner.
Given the scenario, I think Al Davis chose the best route. He got compensation regardless of how those picks turned out. But it definitely wasn't him pushing for that trade.
It might not have been Al Davis pushing for the trade, but he still could have said, no, I'm not trading you. You don't want to be here, then quit. Quit. Point blank, quit. That's why I don't believe that Al Davis was forced into it. Al Davis never, to me, comes across as a guy that will willingly just bow to somebody like that and say, well, fine, I'll trade you because you want to go. Players, that's different. Player, hell yeah. If the player's not happy and he wants to get rid of him and they have an argument or whatever, then bang, gone. But I don't see him bowing down to a coach and saying, well, I'll trade you. So I don't think his hand was forced. He might have done it because of probably what he was going to get in return for him. But
okay.
He was forced to do it. I mean, he's still.
There was also the possibility of him going to college. Notre Dame was pursuing him quite heavily at that time.
Yeah, either way, he could have just said, well, you do what you want to do, but I'm not trading you. I don't.
Getting the draft picks instead of letting him walk out the door to go to Notre Dame. That's when you
say he was forced, that just doesn't make sense.
No, I don't think he was forced, but the way Al Davis explained it, it was a little bit more of, I got to keep it. I can't back myself into a corner with this situation, so it's probably best that we just do it this way.
And Jack's right too. Look at what Al Davis did with Marcus Allen. He didn't get the play time like he should have for a long time, and he finally just said, "Screw it, I'm trading you away." And even with Gruden, it was definitely a power struggle with those two. There was some animosity there. There's no choice.
He didn't trade Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen left free agency.
I thought it wasn't. You know,
Because he
Can I
wouldn't have
ask
traded him
another
to the Kansas
question?
City Chiefs.
Do you guys really think that there was some mass conspiracy as far as uncovering his emails and against the Raiders in general?
That was absolutely a professional hit job done by Daniel Snyder to cover his own ads.
but I believe that they pinpointed specific emails that included Lombardi. What's his name? Right, Lombardi.
Yeah, this is why the NFL they don't want that case to go to jury trial because of discovery. It will prove an extreme collusion to the point where Roger Goodell will probably lose his job as a commissioner.
Fine with me.
It'll expose other owners because those emails are going to contain other owners' collaboration with Bruce Allen that they don't want to get out.
You know, the police run traps all the time. You know, they'll bring in people. You know, they'll make offers. To criminals to see if they take the bait. I don't feel sorry for those people that get caught that way, and I don't feel sorry for John Gruden getting caught the way that he did, even if it was entrapment.
That wasn't entrapment.
It wasn't entrapment. I mean, it definitely happened, but they purposely went through those emails and pulled out the worst of the worst on purpose.
Yeah, they selectively picked those emails.
Yeah, they did a forensic audit on that shit. 100%. There's no toys about it.
And you have to
some other emails that they overlooked just to get to those. Hell yeah, there was.
You have to include the fact too that the Roger Goodell contacted Mark Davis, gave him one email, and said you need to fire him. If you don't, other emails are going to come out. And Mark Davis, and this is like 2 days before the Chicago game. And
that I didn't know, Jason.
And then when Mark Davis said, "Hey, I need to talk to him. I need to see what's going on," they discussed the one email, and then Monday, boom, the other emails dropped.
Yep. We got Akasi in here.
Interesting. Well, I've learned some things from you, Jason. By the way, I really like your perspective, brother. I like what you brought to YouTube. I enjoy watching you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not as good as Avocasi, but have you seen him? That guy's a good looking dude.
That Afakazi guy, bit of a tryhard. I don't know.
Hey, he's an asshole.
He's a tryhard.
What's going on, gang?
He's
Hey, Jason.
Afakazi rocks.
He's like a tornado. He just shows up in California, dusted all up, and took off.
That's me.
That's tell my friend. What's going on, gang? How are we? Everyone in the chat?
Well, we're just
Marcus.
plowing along. I'm trying to kiss and make up with Jeff because we kind of had a little family feud the last few days, and I don't want to lose him as a brother.
Let's all just hug it out.
It took an act of Congress, but we finally got Money Chuck up here on the screen.
That's all right.
Money Chuck in the studio tonight. So
that's all right. Hey, just as long as we got to finally talk to him.
I appreciate you guys being patient with me. I've got some health issues, but thank you.
You're all good, man.
Yeah, we're blessed to have you as a Raider fan, my friend.
Yeah. And trust me, and I know you said it in the chat last night that, everything that was said. And trust me, I don't take it personally, but it's just what kills me is like tonight I'm watching 805 show, and he's saying pretty much the same stuff that was being said on our show. And nobody gives him that pushback like we were getting last night. Last night got nasty, okay? I mean, that's the nastiest I've seen a chat in a long time. It was pretty fucking rough. I mean, I'm a big boy. I could take it, but it's like, God damn, man. But why isn't when someone else says it, nobody says anything?
I think we're the main.
Did we lose him?
He's on.
I think where the main disconnect is that people disagree about the talent level of Mendoza.
Are we still on the Mendoza topic?
Not really.
I'm trying not to
focus tonight. Again, this shows more about other fans in the NFL, and that's the whole premise of this. And usually towards the tail end, it tends to be more Raiders at the very end. So
I could pretend to be a Saints fan.
No, please don't.
Don't do that.
No. You're already miserable.
Hey, I'm gonna hop off and let three more intelligent men talk football and listen and learn. You guys have a good night.
Well, we need somebody to replace Jeff to make it 3.
Well, now I got you on Instagram, so if anytime I'm on and I do a pull up and you don't see the link, mention it in the chat and I'll send it to you on Instagram if you ever want to come on again like that.
Yeah, no, just to clarify last night's deal, I know it did get pretty heated. I apologize, Jeff.
Yeah, you're all right. I got back to you just by not answering your text today and ignoring you until tonight.
Man, I'm used to that. I'm used to that.
Plus, I got up. I was awake until, I don't know, I got up at like 6 o'clock this morning. And then like around 11:30, I'm like, screw this. I'm exhausted. I went back to bed. I slept till like 3:30.
No, but that's
what you should do, Jason. You should have duked it out with Jeff on Tech Mobile to sort it out.
Oh,
no. No, I'm not playing Tech Mobile against him.
It's because he knows I'll kick his ass.
Yeah, whatever. But so how's Avocasi, man? I haven't chat with you in a while.
What's up, Lucky?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just trying to find my feet again, being back home and shit.
Yeah.
I just did a live the other night. I think it was around the same time you were live too, Jeff.
Yeah, I saw. I was watching some of it at this before I jumped on. You were grading the 2023 draft.
Yeah, look, I just wanted to do something different.
No, I
you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is all due respect to you, Jeff. I'm not having a dig at you. There's just so many times I can debate the topic of Mendoza. There's only so many times I can talk about hypotheticals with the coaching staff. There's only so many times I can, you know what I'm saying, talk about the same things. I'm at a point now where it's just like, look, let's just get our coach, get our guy, let's go. Like Raider loves the other night. That's it for me. I can't do it anymore. Like, it's just.
I'm in the same ballpark. We can sit here and bitch and argue over draft picks all we want. It don't matter until we get us a coach, anyways. So what are we arguing over?
And that's why I kind of switched the gears on this Friday night show, making it more of an NFL-based thing. So, like, I had Randy N on, who's a Broncos fan. I've had the kid Boston X, who's a Patriots fan. I've had other fans of other teams come on. You know, it's to kind of expand out from the Raiders side, you know. So
yeah.
I can dig that. I know that's what your Saturdays are. Well, Saturday for me, your Friday nights are about.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd just tap in while I got time and just say hello.
No, you're good. At this point,
that's all I was doing.
Closer to the 2-hour mark. If Raider fans come in, I'm fine with it because that's fine.
I just saw you. Number one, I saw you were lonely on stage by yourself. I didn't want you to feel alone. And I wanted to reach out to you because you ignored me like the plague today. So I just wanted to reach out to you and tell you that I'm sorry if I offended you in the chat last night.
Yeah, you and your partner both. Fuck you both.
The problem is you're stuck with
that. You don't
stuff.
need to apologize. Don't feel like you need to apologize to me.
No, I do because I mean I know what I know what goes into it and how important it is and whatnot, and to be, and I don't think I was being mean to you necessarily.
True,
but the guest that you had on kind of it was like when he said that when I said he had leadership, when I identified leadership, accountability, and then I said he's intelligent, and then he replied, what do you know? What do you know about intelligence? He runs an RPO offense. How's that make him intelligent? And I'm like, holy shit, dude, guy got a 1400 on the SATs. He had a full ride to Yale, went to Cal, graduated in 3 years with a business finance degree. And that was one of the reasons why he went to Indiana, is because now he played his eligibility out as an undergrad. So he did postgrad at Indiana, and he gets a bonus year if he wants it, but he doesn't need it. So he accomplished everything that he wanted to accomplish by going to Indiana, playing with his brother, learning from somebody that runs more of a NFL type preparation, offense, yada yada yada. And yes, it does have a lot of assimilation to the NFL. What Signetti does is very similar to what it's a good stepping stone for young athletes to get to the NFL level. Of how he does it, how you prepare, how you prepare your body, how you prepare mentally, how you do your classroom work, all that. And as far as the fundamentals, one of the things that we miss out on is really, in all honesty, we don't have a large sample size of Mendoza because he only threw 2 games all year that he threw more than 30 passes. So that kind of hurts. That really hurts. And 805 said it clearly today. I think what they did at Indiana actually stymied his growth more than it helped. And it makes sense. I can understand it.
That's a good question, Roy. Once we get past the Super Bowl and more going towards the draft, anybody I do have come on, I am definitely going to ask them that. I'm curious. I guarantee you.
Yeah, she does.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
Is she home with you now? Your dog?
Yeah, she just kind of peeked through the door.
She must have been. Was she going crazy when you walked in the house when you first got back?
She did, but she's slowing down a little bit. She's getting a bit old, and yeah, I just had to go to the vet the other day to try and situate some things. But she's still around, so that's all that matters, right?
Yeah,
this is just your. I bought this in Moreno Valley, where I went to meet my guy Aunt. I still got some left. It's just a regular nicotine vape. Cool. I bought this when I linked up with Aunt back in Moreno Valley in LA.
Now, was that the first time you ever met Aunt Six in person?
What's that?
Was that the first time you ever met Aunt Six in person?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Man, you did like the grand circuit of meeting a ton of people while you were out here, huh? That's fucking awesome.
I did. Which was great. That's one of the best things about the whole experience is that, like, I met everyone for the first time. All the people that I've come to know, and some new people, but I'm talking specifically about the people that I've known through this YouTube game and even IG, whatever. But even though it was the first time meeting everybody, it didn't feel awkward at all. It was like we've just been kicking it, talking Raider football just yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you've had a lot of conversations with all these guys, you know?
Right.
So, like, I definitely get that. Like, when I first met Nate, when he came out here for the Patriots Raiders game, I'd already known him for a year at this point, you know, and been on shows with him numerous times. So it was just like, hey, what's going on? You know, like we just saw each other the day before type of thing, you know? But, yeah, so I definitely get that. And I'm sure I'm going to have that same experience when I go to the draft because I know, like, 805's coming, Leo's coming. Will's going to be there. Well, I've already met Will. But I think Chris, Severe, they're all coming out too. So, I mean, these are the guys that I've seen and listened to and talked to a lot. So I think it'll probably be that same situation there too, you know?
The coolest thing as well was, so I went to Vegas twice. The first time was when I linked up with, shout out to Samuel Raider, and he took me to the stadium. But I went back to California to LA where I did that interview with Dub Raider. Shout out to him who interviewed me and
that was a good interview.
Channel. And that was really cool. That the second time I went back to Vegas, you know, I'm just a humble dude who just gets on YouTube, sometimes shoots off his opinion and does a bit of content, but just getting a lot of people come up to me and saying, "Oh, you're Africasi. I saw either they saw me on Samoan Raiders channel or they watched the interview and they said they really liked it, and that was really cool. And I got a lot of photos. I tried to take a photo with everybody that came up and recognized me. That was really cool. Like I kind of felt like a mini celebrity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I mean, it's like especially when you travel as far as you did, it just made it more comfortable for you, more inviting. So it's like people were excited to see you, which is awesome in itself. I mean, shit. Like I said, I wish I could have planned to hook up with you while you were out here. I would have loved to have been able to meet you, because I mean, when am I going to get a chance going forward now? It's probably going to be a while before you get back to the States again. I don't have any plans on going to Australia.
Yeah. Well, I do want to come back again, ideally before the end of the year. When that will be, I don't know. If that will be, I don't know. Yeah, it's
come to New York City.
It's a wait and see.
New York before.
Respectfully, I other than saying hello to you, I don't really have any incentive to go to New York.
Come out for the Raiders Jets game in New York City.
I'm good, man. I'd rather see a game. I'd rather go to LA than Vegas. That would be my itinerary. If I was to come back, because it's usually back to back. If they play in LA, they go back to Vegas the very next week. So that would be more feasible for me. It's like 2 home games in one, right?
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, the Jets, they're probably going to win that one anyway. So, because the Jets are just horrible.
Well, you never know. You never know.
True.
Things can turn around for them just as much as it can turn around for us, or the other way around, right?
Yep. So, you got anything going on this weekend? You doing anything?
Not really. I might do some tech mobile with Raider Critique. But it's like I said to you, there's just so many times I can talk about the same stuff. And
I get it.
Even if and when we get a head coach, no matter who it is for me, I'm just going to rock with it.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a head coach. Let's go. I don't care. I care, but I said this before, I think, on your live. I care, but I don't who our head coach is. Whoever it may be, I'm going to rock with it. Let's just move forward. I'm going to get behind him. I'm going to support him. The same way I will support whatever they do with the draft. Not just round 1, but the whole draft and free agency. I mean, there might be elements I may like and I may don't like, but we just have to see how it all shakes out, right?
At this point, as long as we get a head coach, I'm like you. But, I mean, I have my favorite, just like everybody. Like, I have the guy that I want us to get that I think puts us in the best position going forward, and that's Kubiak. After that, the options aren't that great. The options then fall back to Webb and then LaFleur. I mean, we're kind of in a pinch here after that, but I think it's going to be Kubiak anyway.
I get it. There's preferences and there's guys who are more ideal, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to rock with it. Let's just go. Let's get our guy and go.
So we'll see what happens going forward. I'm excited for this season. I really am. And I said this last year too. I was excited for last season, but it went south really fast in my eyes. It was just, I can't go through another year like that. I can't.
I'm not really that excited about the coaching situation. I'm more excited for, say, free agency should be exciting. But the draft will be, that's always like my Christmas and my birthday. It's like you're going to get the surprise gift that could either disappoint you greatly or it can make you happy. Like that's what I'm excited for. And then obviously the next step is when the preseason starts and the season, seeing how it all shakes out, right?
I may do something this weekend. I'm not sure when yet. Maybe Saturday night or Sunday. Like a live pull-up. Let anybody and their brother come on and just bitch about Mendoza, good or bad. I don't think you're going to want to be part of that. It's just that after this past week, it's like I'm just going to sit here and just let people go at it, and on screen and in the chat, and just let people come on. And if they're one way or the other, I don't care. Come in, talk it. I really don't care. Just to give everybody a voice on this thing, because it's like we got to put this to bed until a coach is hired, and let's just let everybody come in, vent, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks after the coach is hired, and then now we can start getting into it as far as where he ranks and where we, or who we think we should get and what we should do, and so on and so forth. So I know that's not your cup of tea talking about Mendoza anymore. I'm tired of talking about it, to be honest.
Well, it is and it was, but it's just like I said, it's with all due respect to you. There's only so many times I can get on and regurgitate the same thing.
Exactly.
I've been 10 toes down, in my opinion, even before, say, the playoffs started. When I started watching a little bit more college tape, when I was watching the Indiana games week in, week out, because I was invested in it for obvious reasons. I see what I see. You see what you see. We're on opposite sides of how we feel we should move forward, and that's cool. But I will say, though, I saw one of your thumbnails. I dare anybody to call me a sheep when it comes to my opinion and my
what are my thumbnails?
My endorsement of Mendoza, right?
What are my thumbnails?
Yeah, one of your thumbnails that said fans are like sheep or something like that. Maybe not talking about if you support Mendoza, because that ain't me. Not me, not I.
It's the people. It's the sheep is the people that. I'll give you a perfect example. They want Mendoza because only reason he won a Heisman. Because I've had people say that. That's the only reason. Can't give me anything else. Or won a national championship, and that's the only reason. Or he's the consensus #1 overall pick, and we need a quarterback. That's another reason. But can't give me anything else other than that. His religious background, I've had that one said to me before, that's the only reason they like someone is because of his religious background. I'm like, so that's why you want to draft a quarterback is because of his religious background, not because of what he can or can't do. Those are the ones that I consider sheep. They're just following that path. Like, I want him because everybody says it's him. I want him because everybody says it's him. That's when I say players have blinders and they get herded like sheep because they just follow who's spouting whatever to take them there. And it's no different than politics. Just like I said the other day, it's like you have the left, you have the right. The left says something, the right doesn't agree, but they want to have a dialogue. The left doesn't want to listen to it, and then you come to a point where all it is a shouting match from one side, and the other side's like, So you've got the people that are just so adamant about drafting him, and then someone like myself that's saying, "Listen, I'm not doubting his talent. I'm not saying that he's not a good quarterback. I'm just saying we need to explore other options first before we jump the shark and go for him right away without exploring what we could possibly turn this into." That's what
I can dig that. The jump the shark analogy. Like not many people know the reference. I do. I understand that.
Anybody in the chat that knows what jump the shark means, put it in the chat. I want to see if you guys know what it is.
Not many people do if I make that reference. Yeah, I get it.
So that's what I'm getting at when I consider the sheep. It's the ones that basically just follow the herd. I don't know if that's not the one.
I think there's only one way to settle our differences. I mean, Jason might want to apologize, but for me, I think there's only one way to do it.
Oh, I know what you want. So I know you want the quarterback, and I get it. And you know what? You're not wrong.
I'm talking about we should duke it out at Super Bowl.
She thinks we'll kick their ass. I want Mendoza because Jeff doesn't want him. See, that's a legit. That's legit right there. Because you don't agree with me, that's fine. But it's the ones that don't agree or don't respect someone's opinion that I have the issue with. That's the ones that get me. Like when I say I don't want him because of this, right away it's like, you're wrong. Why would you not? That's the crap. That's nuts. And that's what ended up turning into last night is what it was. It's like, I have an opinion. You have an opinion. I respect your opinion. We can still get on the show and talk to each other like normal human beings, but some don't go that way. Some people take it to the highest level and just start going at it. It's like, all right, that's why I didn't talk too much last night.
Shit's not that heavy. I mean, like I'm on my fence, you're on your fence with the situation. But at the end of the day, like, yep. I love and respect you enough, Jeff. I'm not gonna take it personal.
I know. And that's the other thing, like Jack just said. Start Gino. If you disagree, start Gino or ALC 12. as of right now, until we draft, that's all we have. So if we don't draft Mendoza, that's what you got to deal with next year.
Gino will not be on our roster. There's no way, no how he will be on our roster.
Because we still got him under contract, and it's still going to cost him. It's $8 million dead cap space for us if we cut him out.
You know what? I'm going to shift the focus away because we all know what our opinions, well, mine and yours are on the Mendoza debate. But I'm going to shift to okay. We're looking at our roster now. We've got AOC as our quarterback, as it stands, and I don't think we're going to have any of these other cats in the door that we currently have at the quarterback position.
Well, Pickett's but he's gone.
Right. I don't see him coming back either. But
no.
just humor me for a minute. Free agency. Is there anybody who is a potential free agent quarterback coming up that may be on the market?
Quarterback?
I mean, look, you already know I don't want to go that route again. I mean, I wouldn't mind if someone is a bridge gap or whatever. I still want to get our guy, but who's potentially out there?
I've looked at the list, and I've read the list out loud, and James read the list a couple weeks ago, and I told him not to because it's a god-awful list. I know
just give me 2 or 3 names. Like, you don't need to give me the whole.
Kirk Cousins is probably the better one that's available now because it just happened. But the actual, let me see. I'm going to give you the list right now. I'm going to bring it up. I had the Broncos up here before.
And then after that, I've got another question for you.
So the top 3, now keep in mind, these top 3 are based on their salary that they just had this past season, okay? So your top 3 are going to be Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson.
Daniel Jones, I can see going back to the Colts. I reckon they're going to give him another shot.
They probably will. His market value, his $43 million is his market value. That's basically.
And he was playing, from what I understand, reasonably well with them, and I think it's a win-win situation for them. But I don't care. That's the Colts. Don't give a shit. But in regards to other guys, Aaron Rodgers maybe 5-6 years ago. Now, absolutely not.
And he's going to be 43 by the time the season starts. So keep that in mind.
Who was the other option?
Russell Wilson.
No, I've seen what he's done with the other teams since he's been a Seahawk, and I don't want to go that route.
So I'm just going to
he's playing himself out of a Hall of Fame. He would have been a future Hall of Famer had he.
He's still got to be because of all the MVPs he's won and the Super Bowl and everything and his stats. He will still get first ballot, but he's not helping his cause. You're absolutely right.
Right.
Other quarterbacks that probably talent-wise still, you got Mariota, Joe Flacco, again, 41.
Yeah.
Garoppolo's still out there. And after that, you got Malik Willis, Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
And that's it. Now, you still have the talk that Kirk Cousins is going to get cut from Atlanta. So he could still be a viable option as another one. I'd rather take him than any of those other ones I just read off.
I would give him a chance to be that veteran presence. I still want to take a guy, which is going to bring me to my next question, and it ain't going to be about Mendoza. It's going to be about somebody else. Yeah. From what I understand, you're not much of a college guy. Maybe this is not. I'm not respectfully not the right person to ask, but I'm going to ask you anyway. I think the next best prospect or the next best consensus prospect at the quarterback position is that Diego Paiva guy. Is that his name? Paiva?
Not really, but yeah.
You don't know too much about him?
No, I know what you're talking about, but I still think that the next best option at quarterback, if anything, is Chambliss, the kid from Ole Miss. If he doesn't win his appeal, because right now he's appealing to stay in college one more year. It was denied once by the NCAA, but he's appealing so he can stay one more year in college. So, but if he doesn't win it and he has to, at that point, he's going to have to come out for the draft, or he's just either going to not do anything. But if he comes out for the draft, he's definitely would be the next best. It would have been more from Oregon, but he went back. But then you
so humor me for a second. So say we do your scenario where we trade down. Are either of those two guys options that you would take a look at and take a flyer on?
Yeah, beyond the third round though, not in the first. I mean,
I don't think Payava will slide that far.
No, he'll fall further than that. I mean, there's only one quarterback that's a bona fide first round pick right now, and that's obviously Fernando. Everybody else is beyond and the second.
I thought Diego Payava would be considered first round talent.
I don't think he's up that high. His height's hurting him more than anything, and his attitude. He's kind of a punk, and that in itself is going to turn teams off. I think he's got more of an attitude issue than Shador, than the shit everybody was claiming for Shador. You know, I think he's got that. What do they call it? The little man syndrome or whatever it is. You know, he thinks he's bigger and tougher than really what he is because he's a little dude, so he has to puff out his chest more, and he's got some issues. Like him in Vegas is not a good fit. Let's put it that way. Absolutely not. He's to me, he seems like he's a gigolo, you know. And if he's not playing for the Raiders, Vegas is perfect for him. But being there as a football player and being in the limelight and everything, I don't think that's a good mix. Absolutely not. You would have to keep security around him 24 hours to make sure he stays out of trouble and he's back in his room at a certain time every night, and he's not out driving around being Johnny on the spot, being the big guy. You know, because I think that's what would happen. He would get in trouble in Vegas. That's not a city for him. He needs to go to like a team like Tennessee or like Kansas City, like in the middle of nowhere type shit, you know, with it. Just, New England.
We ain't going to Tennessee because they just drafted one last year. But yeah, I appreciate your answer. And Rorschach, I agree with your comment there. Plunkett, my guy, Jeff Hostetler. I've forgotten, man. I think he needs to get more respect than what he does. Rich Gannon as well. And another one of my low-key guys, I don't know if you know whose jersey this is, number 3. It was after Jeff Hostetler back in the 90s.
That was
before Gannon, after Hostetler. Who was in between? Tim Brown personally endorsed him as the best quarterback when it came to pure arm talent that he had ever played with.
Was it Gradkowski? No.
Tava Quaid got the answer. Gradkowski, damn, that's 2008.
I know. I'm trying to. Oh, Jeff George. All right,
George, my guy, Jeff George. More touchdowns, less interceptions than Rich Gannon's MVP season. Can you believe that?
That's insane.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, the team wasn't that great that year, but that was no fault of his. I know what my eyes saw. I watched every game that season.
I'd love Jeff to build this perfect QB. Just take a picture of me. Boom, done. 6
What was your position? Were you right tackle or left tackle?
I played all the positions on the line. I played center, guard, tackle.
What position would you say you played the most on the line?
Oh, center, by far, center.
Okay, gotcha.
Center and left tackle were the ones I played the most. Most successful with that center. I mean, center and the team that we had when I was playing semi-pro, we were primarily a running team, and most of our plays were either off my left between my left guard and I, or off my right side between myself and my right guard. And because the two guys that we had were phenomenal too, so everything kind of ran between us, and it was just beautiful. Nothing better than watching the ass end of your running back just blast right by you for like a 40-yard run. It was a beautiful sight. I'll look at a guy's ass all day long if he's getting me 40 yards at a shot. Absolutely. You know, we had a running back that was averaging like 175 yards a game. I mean, we barely threw the ball. We had shit receivers, though. But we didn't need them. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that, brother. I'm retweeting me on Twitter. Thank you. My whole QB comment because it has to do with last night.
I think I think that was the comment that I was referring to about Costello. Yeah,
I want Jim Plunkett, Jeff Costello, or Rich Gannon as my bridge QB for Mendoza because I'm answering Sal's question from last night.
That's why I brought up Jeff George.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, the chat was hot last night. It was so funny, though. In a way, it was kind of comical. I would have thought I would have had better short clips that came out of that, but it didn't generate any good ones other than the two that I shared, and even one of them was kind of
Was 808 on your show last night?
Huh?
Was 808 on your show last night?
No, I had this guy Sal that came on. He was in our chat on Tuesday night's Most Notorious show. And
it's not SoCal Sal, is it?
No, it's not. Somebody asked me that today. Was that SoCal Sal? I'm like, no, that's not SoCal Sal.
Was it Sal from one of the Raider Booster Clubs?
No, he's shit. Where the fuck?
He's one of the guys I came to meet. I think he knew who you were.
Oh, SoCal Sal.
Not SoCal
Sal. You probably met. Yeah, you probably met him. This guy.
No. That's Sal. Go to IG.
It's not this guy. This guy's on the East Coast. He lives down in like Virginia or something. I forget exactly where he said he lives. But yeah,
his name's Raider Sal on IG. Pretty sure he's one of the he's like one of the prominent members of the Black Hole from Vegas.
Yeah, it's not him. This guy's got a different name on Instagram. But yeah, he played college ball. He played for UConn. He played for West Virginia. He coached in a few different schools too, and everything. So I mean, he knows the game. You know, he knows what he's looking for and looking at. So I mean, that's why I brought him on, because he wanted to come on. And he didn't suck, but the guy still knows football. So I mean, anybody saying he doesn't know ball is crazy, because I mean, he was calling out.
I think I saw him. I think I saw in the comments he was reaching out to you to get on your show.
Yeah, Tuesday night he said he'd love to get on and talk it up, and bring
what
some.
Happened? Did he get roasted?
Oh yeah, all three of us did. Myself, Nate, and this guy Sal. We all did. It was pretty lethal. It was funny, but it was also like, damn, man.
Money Chuck says he was arrogant. Kind of
yeah, it's from West Virginia. I mean, not for nothing. The whole chat was kind of. It was on both sides. Don't say it was like one sided. It was both sides kind of being dickish back and forth. And I think a lot of it was just him trying to defend himself in a way too. But he took it in good spirit, though. He wasn't like pissed off. I mean, I've talked to him a couple times already today since then. Yeah, Jack, go watch it. It's entertaining.
I might have to go back and watch it myself.
It was just about 2 hours. And we tried to once he left after about an hour and a half, and then we tried to ring it back in a little bit with Nate and I, and we kind of
snap. I'm just reading Money Chuck's comment. Sorry, I was just reading Money Chuck's comment.
This one here. James is rough. James isn't on the show anymore on Tuesday nights. He left a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, we tried pulling everybody back in by doing a game, so a little trivia. So we try and do that on Thursdays now, because it's only so much you could talk about, So I've been doing trivia games on Thursday nights, either multiple choice or something along other lines. I did a spin the wheel thing with different topics and different questions for each one.
Sounds like a certain other show I know.
No, it wasn't like yours. It wasn't like yours. Yours was specifically, the show was the whole game show. This is like the last 15, 20 minutes, just as kind of like a go out on a happy note, So Nate set this one up this week. It was all about.
I watched that bit. I saw you were doing. You're on the on the coaches and the.
I did do one early last season with Nate and the guys on Wednesday nights, but I did it Family Feud style. Not Family Feud. I did it Jeopardy style. I had a whole Jeopardy board done up, That was a pain in the ass to put together. And I understand how hard it was for you to do yours. And I didn't go as far as like have the little video clips like you did for yours, because that just looked like a nightmare trying to figure that out. I'm like, I am not doing it in that fashion. I will do the board and I can click on it and then I can read the questions.
It was fun when I was doing it, and like
it's a lot of work.
When I came up with the concept, I wanted to not just like have it be decent on paper, but I wanted to try and make it look and sound as great as I kind of envisioned. But that took a lot of work, and while it was fun to do, it was just that it took so much work. And then by the end of it, I had people bickering and complaining, and it was just like, is this even worth it? I mean, it's not like, and I'm not all about the views and that, but I'm putting in literally 10 to 12, 14 hours a week putting this show together, as well as putting in the effort to try and make a time slot where everybody's available, because it's not easy trying to find a slot, especially when I'm 10,000 miles across the ocean in a different time zone, trying to get a time where all 5 of us can come together and do this thing. Because, one person pulls out that just fucks me up, and I've reached out to you a few times, because it's just like I'm scrambling to find a third guest, because I can't do it unless I got 3, you know what I'm saying? So as fun as it was, there was just so many variables that made me question. It's just like, is it worth it? I'm doing game streams, which I'm not even advertising, which are getting more views. It's just like, it was quite disheartening, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what it was too? It's like, not only did you put all the time and effort into building the game every week, because again, I know how much work that is, and I didn't even do a fraction of what you did. And mine was a pain in the ass to put together for that Jeopardy one that I did. So you even did more work than I did. So I know that takes up a lot of your time. And then, yes, the scheduling was tough, which is why you had me fill in on a few of them, because I'm always around. I'm always available.
I appreciate that you did that, Jeff.
I'm around.
I do.
But I think the other thing that got kind of aggravating, and as being a contestant on a few of them, was the bickering. I said it first. No, you said it first. And then I could see it being difficult. That got rough.
What you got to understand is that, like, I'm not just producing, but I'm also trying to judge those contests at the same time. And if you go back and watch the replay, it is not easy when it's touch and go. Sometimes I got it right. Sometimes, admittedly, I got it wrong. You know what I'm saying? But, like, what I didn't like, there was times when I had people, like, yelling and criticizing me. It's just like, look, I put together this show. It took a lot of effort. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to have somebody come to my live after the effort I put through to make this fun and start yelling and criticizing me on my channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I'm just not going to have that.
And that's why
that's just why I haven't been back to it.
Well, you know what it is too? I mean, luckily you had guys on that have done their own shows and everything. It's when you have people that are on screen with you that have never done, like, produce their own show or run their own show. There's a kind of certain etiquette as to how you do things and how you interact when you're on the microphone. Like say what you got to say and then give someone else a chance. But sometimes on Friday nights we'd have so many people on that one person would try and take over the show, and some people just don't understand the etiquette of when you're doing this stuff. But yeah, I think the other thing too, when you were doing the game shows, there's a little bit of delay. There's just everybody's got a slight little difference in delay, and some people don't realize that. So I may have said the answer first and here with me, but
when you watch the replay,
exactly.
When you watch the replay, you'll see what I see. So it's not necessarily like. But anyways, like, I don't want to turn this into a bitch fest. It was fun. It's just it took so much effort, and it made me question, like, whether it was worth it. I'd like to get back to it again.
Right away.
It's just, it takes a lot of time and effort. And
if you do it again, you need somebody that's, I mean, I'm not knocking on Six, but sometimes he didn't help you as much when he was sitting there as your second guy, because it was funny to watch him, because you'd be like, did you catch that on? And he'd be like, oh, well, no, because he was like looking somewhere else and he wasn't paying attention. It was funny. It was funny, but it was good.
Well, look, there's always ways things can be better with everything.
It was still entertaining as hell, though. That was the good thing.
I did my best, and that's all I can say.
Yeah,
I did my best, and I appreciate you that you understand the effort that it took to do those, because it was not easy. No. But anyways, we'll move along. Like, you got anything else on your mind?
What's up, pigs? Oh, really? I mean, yeah, Koofman. That's right. That was the Koofman one.
Napoleon Koofman.
I forgot about that. Oh, that was great. But
who was that offensive lineman I thought was going to be a gimme to you? The one from the early '90s with Max Montoya. Because I was trying to switch it up and make it easier for some people, that people that. Yeah, I thought that was a gimme for you. Because I think you were complaining about like they were all more recent and not back in your time. So I was like, all right, I'll slot in a few that might be more of a gimme to you. I'm like, please, Jeff, and he didn't get it. I'm like,
yeah, that's right too. Because you had at first it was a lot of like newer guys. I'm like, I don't know who's who. I can't tell by these guys' faces. But
wouldn't that make it easier? The fact that they're newer. It's not that far back to try and remember who they were.
You know what it is? I think for me, some of the older guys, there's two things with this. Even though there was less media coverage and not as much like social media as there is now, but I think it's because some of those players were just so iconic and you just knew who they were. Plus, the face masks were a lot more open and you could see their full face and realize who they were. Nowadays, you might only see a player when he's got his helmet on, and if he wears an eye shield, forget it. You can't tell who that is. The face masks are thicker. There's more grids on them sometimes, so you still can't see their face fully if they got their helmets on. And then when they take their helmets off, you might only catch a glimpse of them. Whereas back in the day, like I think the other thing too
face masks are more open.
Well, in football cards, that's the other thing for me. I had a ton of football cards. I still have them. They're sitting right here underneath my desk. A ton of football cards, thousands and thousands of football cards. So you always saw them with or without their helmet on. So you would remember what they looked like. I haven't collected cards in the last like 10, 15 years. So any of these guys in the last 10 or 15 years, only way I see them is either on TV or if a news thing comes up on like Instagram or something. So, yeah.
Grady Jackson, Money Chuck just brought him up. The name sounds familiar. Is that a wide receiver?
No. Offensive lineman?
Is it? I have to Google.
I think so. I forgot what that had to be like.
Don't play spoiler, Money Chuck. Let me have a look. Grady Jackson.
Or am I thinking Gabe
okay.
Jackson?
He was a defensive tackle, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Not Gabe. Gabe Jackson's the
I was thinking of
okay, I
what's
got
his name? Jackson.
Boy.
I was thinking of Gabe.
Yeah, Gabe. Well, similar-ish names.
I know that's what kind of did it for me there.
Pig's got a question. Who was the first player to be ejected for a violent act outside of the whistle? Who's the first? I'm going to assume it was a Raider.
Yeah, it would have been first being rejected for a violent act outside of the whistle. It's going to be the Lyle Zeta one.
That's got to be before that.
Where they made the Raider rule. Well, because everything was legal back then. Like anything Big Ben Davidson was doing was legal.
Okay, that's what's up, Money Chuck. I like Jerry Bull. It's one of my guys from back in the day.
He was listening.
Okay. Yeah. No clue, Pigs.
No clue. He said. Oh, then that's oh shit, Chuck Cecil.
Okay.
Right? No. Fuck. I think it was a linebacker or a defensive back. Is who I'm thinking of.
It was against the Bears.
Backer against the Bears.
Yeah, that's over my head, so I'm not even going to attempt it.
And it might not even be who I'm thinking then. I don't know, Pigs. I'm thinking he was talking right. What's up, James Furpo? Who is it, Pigs? I picked up
the QB and drove him into the ground after a pick. No clue. Jim Plunkett was the QB?
No. Jim McMahon was the quarterback. Reggie White?
Yeah, just give us the answer, Pigs. I think that's over our heads.
I mean, if it's
Charles Martin.
If it's when Jim McMahon was playing, that would put it in the 8, Charles Martin. said it's Charles Bond.
Never heard of the guy. So, yeah, it's over my head.
I still remember when Matt Millen punched Sullivan in the face, the Suns owner in New England. That was great.
Right. That photo is so iconic. I love that photo. He's like, it's perfect. The perfect shot.
Did you ever see the interview with Howie Long and Matt Millen? Like they're not.
I
sitting
think
together.
I think so because I think I did listen to it, and he was saying he didn't know who he was. He just saw a guy who was just kind of getting in his face, so he just got what was coming to him.
I forget who the third.
He just turned out to be who he was, and he's just like, well, he shouldn't have gone my way.
I forget who the third interview person or the third player was, but they said, yeah, Matt Millen felt like he needed to come to Howie's defense, like Howie Long needed somebody to defend him, right? So Matt Millen goes, yeah, I got back to my locker, and so came up to me and said, hey, you might want to get out of here and then go get a lawyer. They're like, why? Because that guy you just hit is the GM and the owner's son of the Patriots. Oh, shit.
Yeah, but he was like, kind of had the end. So what? He should have gone in my way kind of mentality. I like that. That's what's up. And I do remember that the Seymour one that they're bringing up.
The fists to the face when he just opened hands.
More of an iron palm right to the jaw.
Bang.
Yeah. I saw that live. That was awesome.
That, and then I still remember the Alzado taking what the hell is his name from the Jets, taking his helmet off and throwing it at him, and then that's when they came up with the rule. The rule came out after that. It was the Lyle Alzado rule.
Hey Jack, just to your next comment, I'll let you bring it up. The next one. Yeah. You know how many times that I said that and asked people out loud when I was during my time in the US, and nobody could answer that. I'd ask them what's rated rule number 1, and everyone left me hanging. Just about. I was just like,
really?
I don't know. Yeah, and what's rated rule number 2? They didn't know. I'm like, come on. Surely you guys know. Iconic. Say it with me, Jeff. What's rated rule number 1?
Cheating is encouraged.
What's rated rule number 2?
See, rule number 1.
There you go. See, it's just so simple.
It is. It is. Oh, shit. Well, I'm about ready to get out of here.
All right, man. Well, it's good to catch up with you.
Yeah. Went way longer than I usually do on a Friday night, but I have special guests come on. I stay on. So,
well, I appreciate it. It's nice to get away from the same old Mendoza and coaching talk, right? Just over it.
That's kind of why I like the Friday show, because I've talked a lot of Broncos earlier in the Patriots game in Seattle and the Super Bowl and everything. So, it wasn't until like maybe the last hour or so we kind of get into a little bit more of like the Mendoza stuff, which was fine with me if we didn't touch it. So,
like I don't mind when it's people who say, like I had Raider Love on 6 on my panel last night. So at the start of the show, I asked them how they felt, just because I wanted their perspectives. I wasn't really going to get in there because I haven't had a chance to say what they had to say. Everybody in the chat, they know my stance. There's no point in me going over it again and then us going back and forth about it, saying our same points and perspectives over and over again when we've done that. How many lives now? Maybe 2 or 3 shows. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So that I can accept. You know what I mean? Like that's for me. But just going over it again, I can't.
Yeah, it gets to be a little monotonous and boring now. So,
sure.
But on that note, AR, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. Everybody, make sure you get over to Apakasi Raiders channel. If you're not already, hit the sub, hit the like, hit the notifications. If you like game streams, make sure you check his channel out. He tends to stream Tecmo Bowl. What's the other one you were doing too? The other football.
I've been mostly doing Tecmo Super Bowl of late. Tecmo Super Bowl. I haven't really been doing much other game streams. Well, I haven't done any other streams, period, because I've been away for so long.
Yeah.
I've done 2 streams since I've been back. I haven't been as active or as consistent as what you have been, and shout out to you for doing this consistently. I try to go live when I feel like there's a time slot for me, as well as if there's something interesting I want to talk about or something different. That's why I did what I did the other night. Is go back and talk about the draft.
No,
I like to do that. That's one of my favorite shows of the years, where we get to give a full stop perspective rather than like people do their grades on draft classes year in year out just as we drafted them, and I can give a feeling on how I think they may go, but it's unfair to grade a draft pick when you don't know what they can be. I mean, we could draft a guy in the first round and he could turn out to be Damon Arnett, Alex Weatherwood, or we can draft a guy in the fourth round that nobody's ever heard of, and they turn out to be Max Crosby, right?
Yeah, there's no body of work to judge them by. You just got to go by what statistics and what their measurables are coming out of college.
Right.
And again, you can't really equate that. I mean, yeah, you can sit there and say, yeah, I think we had a B+ draft based on we drafted the talent that we needed. But I like what you did with the 3-year thing. That's pretty cool.
I like doing that. I like going back 3 years ago. Okay, they've had 3 years with the Raiders.
Yep.
You can give. I think that's enough of a time frame to really see whether what a
next year's going to be a good one when you do that one. Because think about it, next year's show that you do that for will be the
Bowers, JPJ, DJ Glaze.
So
and
that'll be a
everybody
good
else.
one, actually. Yeah.
Sorry, just humor me before you go. Can you remember that year's draft class? So it's Bowers, JPJ, DJ Glaze, DeCam Richardson, Tommy Eichenberg, Trey Taylor, and I feel like I'm missing someone.
Trey Taylor or Tucker?
No, Taylor. Trey Taylor. Trey Tucker was the one we just did.
Yeah, before, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm talking 2024, AP's first draft class.
Okay.
Who am I missing?
Without looking it up, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
That deep.
Who am I missing? So I'll list them again. Brock Bowers round 1, JPJ round 2, DJ Glaze round 3. I think it was DeCam Richardson was next. Tommy Eichenberg and Trey Taylor. I'm missing somebody. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, that's right. That's who it is, and that's why he's not memorable. That guy from Pitt, the cornerback, the other cornerback. We cut him off. Devonshire, that's it. Like Raider Love likes to say, woo. Oh, Alobi. Yes, of course.
Was he part
of 5? Yeah, he was. Yeah. Remember we had that conversation where you thought he was going to be a free agent, and I said, no, he's only been. Yeah, that's who I forgot as well. Shout out to you, Dylan Lobby. Before we do go, if I can ask you real quickly,
go for it.
How do you feel about Dylan Lobby? What do you see from him? Do you see him?
Well, I mean, he's still going to be here because he'll still be on the contract. So,
do you think he's fighting for his spot?
I think so for sure. I think he definitely is. But again, right now we only got 3 running backs on the roster, and that's Genty, Lobby, and Collier. That's it. They're the only ones on the contract because Mosert's gone already. Zamir's a free agent also, so he's gone. I know he was your best player. Your favorite.
Oh yeah. Just like 805's is Cody Whitehead, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think
how do you feel about Lobby?
It depends on what we bring in. If we bring in a free agent running back, because we definitely need one. There's no toys about it. A free agent running back or whatever we do in the draft. So, yeah, there's going to be competition for those backups for the running back for sure. I think automatically if we bring in a free agent running back that's a veteran, the other two are already going to be 3 and 4 on the depth chart because whoever that veteran is going to be is going to be.
I honestly don't care to bring in a veteran. I want to bring in another. I want to draft another one.
Oh, I'm fine with either. I'm fine with either.
Draft another one.
We have to bring somebody in, whether it's free agency or draft. At least
draft another one. Well, I'm sure there's somebody that we can find round 3, 4, 5 that can contribute in a pinch.
Yeah, I mean it's running back draft, but it's not as deep as it was last year. Last year's running back class was.
That's cool. We don't need we need a spot guy, an occasional home run hitter, or someone who can come in a pinch. Not somebody who's our bell cow. So if we can find that, cool. Yeah, you are 805. Deal with it. Huh. You're always throwing out straights to me.
But yeah,
And shout out to you, 805. It was another guy I got to kick it with while I was in Vegas. I actually sat with him at the game. Yeah, him and shout out to Cheeto, Chono, Raider for Chris, and Raider Love was sitting with us that game.
Yeah, I know Walker's a free agent. Whether that happens or not, who knows? I guess another rumor I saw today, I think it was Raider. No, Nate posted it in our Raider Connection chat. I guess supposedly the Seahawks are going to be sold after the Super Bowl. They're going to be selling the team, the owners. So that may even be a better reason for Kubiak to get the hell out of there because you don't know what type of owner is going to come in. So he may want to get out of there and make a name for himself. So that's another notch in the belt for us on that one, I hope. But,
would be a hot commodity making a Super Bowl, you know.
Not want to stick around too. They don't know what they're going to get for an owner, you know. So we'll see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to extend your show longer than you wanted.
You're good. You're good. But I am ready. Like I said, everybody, make sure you get over to Afakasi's channel. Make sure if you're not already, make sure you get over to 805 too, 805 Raider, especially for the War Room when they do their film breakdown. Especially now that we're going to be getting into the evaluation of some of these players that we're going to be looking at in the draft, you definitely want to catch their shows. Don't forget my guys, Raiders First Downs, Jason Downs and Donuts Duncan. They have their Tuesday night show every night at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And I will be on at some point this weekend. I just don't know when. And next time I will be on Tuesday night.
And Jack Kenner as well. He's active in the chat. Does he do? The Wild Wild West?
No, he doesn't do that one anymore. I guess he's turned that over to Navman. Navman does that one now. But that's off the Captain Jack's channel. So if you go to Captain Jack's channel, you'll see the Wild Wild West.
There's something I want to talk to you about behind the scenes as well when we get a chance.
Okay. All right. We can do that as soon as we're done here. All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening. Have a great weekend. And as I always say, stay safe and go Raiders.
Go Raiders. Let's go.